Well, hello and welcome to the Cairo International Stadium. We find ourselves waiting eagerly for the semi-final number 2 as the Total Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 continues. It is Algeria and Nigeria that do battle on what is a relatively warm evening in Cairo, but certainly temperatures not quite as ravaging as they have been in recent days. The Algerian fans find themselves in numbers as they make their way to this venue on what is being celebrated most notably in France as Bastille Day. But Algeria are a win away from advancing to their first Africa Cup of Nations finals in 29 years, but are facing a side that's desperate to advance to the final after failing to qualify for successive Africa Cup of Nations tournaments. They are, however, champions of 2013. The last time they played this tournament, they went on to win in Nigeria. And winning that 2013 title, I suppose, is just spurred on this Nigerian side, the Super Eagles, who find their way to this 75,000-seater capacity stadium. Well, as the West versus North battle, or North versus West battle, continues here, the Desert Foxes, represented by Mboli Belaili, is going to be starting tonight. Unas, among the leading goal scorers in the tournament, finds himself on the bench for tonight's tie. Riyad Mahrez, most notably, having played for the Foxes in England, Leicester City, in years gone by. There is Mahrez among those walking in with Mboli. Ben Nasser, certainly a number of players will be hoping for some game time off the bench, including Andy Delors and Adam Unas. Adlengediora among those who is been in charge. Baghdad Bounja having missed a penalty in their last game, and Rami Bensabeni taking a bit of flack after trying to get Wilfried Zaha to slap him in the face. The opportunity to take a look at the Nigerian outfits tonight. They will be playing in the darker green. Ahmed Musa's jersey, a man who wears the captain's armband now regularly in the absence of the squad captain John Mikelobi, but an opportunity for him to once again prove his worth for this side. Gunnar, a popular figure in this part of the world, the German from Mannheim, who played much of his club football in France over the years, leading this side now. Daniel Akpe off the bus as well. John Mikelobi not getting a chance to start tonight, having sat on the bench in recent matches as Nigeria go unchanged. And why not, from a side that did brilliantly in their last match. This is one of the men to look out for. He has only conceded 1 goal in 5 matches at this Africa Cup of Nations. Mboli in goal for Algeria, and just another example of what he's capable of doing. He has been in fine fettle, the 33-year-old goalkeeper, who has matured brilliantly and who will once again look to do battle for Algeria and keep Nigeria at bay throughout this tie, as they are into their first Africa Cup of Nations semi-final since 2010. Man on the opposing side, however, who'll be looking to beat the goalkeeper is none other than Odion Igalo, the Nigerian striker, a man who's very much leading the front line of this Nigerian side, a man who scored 7 goals in qualifying. He was among the not only the top scorers, he was the top scorer in the qualification tournament. Scored against Burundi and a brace against Cameroon to see Nigeria advance beyond the round of 16. But there is a fan who is clad in a rather interesting get-up as a Desert Fox, Le Fennec, or Le Vert, whichever you prefer. For this side, the Greens or the Desert Foxes. But this is how things line up then. With Senegal having proved victorious after extra time over Tunisia earlier today, it is Algeria and Nigeria who do battle for the one remaining place in Egypt 2019's final. Will it be West Africa? Will it be North Africa? Players readying themselves in the tunnel in what should be a massive tussle between 2 giant teams, although 2 underperforming teams when you consider the number of tournaments that they've won over the years. Nigeria, despite their incredible dominance on the continent for a number of years, have only won 3 times. That's not to take anything away from Nigeria, and 3 times being the winners. Algeria as well, a side that has produced some wonderful quality footballers. They've only managed to win the tournament on 1 occasion, back in 1990, when they beat, incidentally, Nigeria in the final. So just about set to see the match officials onto the pitch. Fourth official Victor Gomes is doing his job, going through checking the individuals. The general coordinator is waiting patiently to welcome the flag bearers, the match referees and the respective teams onto the pitch. There is a red carpet on the far side of the Cairo International Stadium for which the players enter, unlike many other venues where the change rooms are directly underneath the grandstand, the main grandstand. Instead, this entrance is on the far side of the stadium, so players walk out across the pitch before making their way to present themselves to the grandstand, which they will be facing when they sing their national anthems. Soufiane Feghouli has recovered from injury. He finds himself in the starting lineup again today, and all grabbing their little match pennants. Ahead of the start of this tie, they will hand these to their opposing players. Baghdad Bounedjah, Jamel Ben Larmi, a man who's been superb in defence, and certainly there was the option to potentially risk breaking a centre partnership. Ismail Ben Nasser among the last to get out of the change room. It's Youssef Belaili, though, who holds that distinction. So to the tunnel we go, where the Algerian players are slowly filing into position while the match officials conduct their final assessments and inspections. William Troost-Ekong, the man who scored the winning goal against South Africa in the quarter-final tie. Riyad Mahrez, the man who's achieved much in terms of footballing success in the Premier League. He's won 2 of the last 3 Premier League titles with both Leicester City and subsequently Manchester City, who helped to a treble this campaign. And he is leading this Algerian side, so match officials continue to conduct their assessments in the tunnel. So the referee, no-nonsense Bakari Papagassama, 40-year-old Gambian in charge, is just having a few words with some of the players. Rami Ben Sebaini has been central to much debate after he was caught trying to whip Zaha's arm into his face. The player escorts, smiles all around. The player escorts will make their way out of the tunnel with the players. Big smile of the little player escort alongside Asa Mandi, who is having a chat to a few of the players on the opposing team just ahead of the start of this tie, because they're all Spanish-based. A couple of players like Samuel Chikwueze, who plays at Villarreal, who starts again tonight, Monday, with Betis in Spain. So we await the CAF anthem, which sounds now and welcomes the respective teams onto the pitch. The referee's escort will pick up the kick-off ball and march behind the flags of the Confederation of African Football and celebrate Africa. Players entering the Cairo International Stadium from the far side of the pitch. They will walk the entire, not length of it, but crosswise, across the halfway line. The Algerian fans have come in numbers, quite literally been flown in. Air Algeria has been flying in plane loads of Algerian fans to this Africa Cup of Nations, and certainly the military has contributed 6 planes as well that have managed to shuttle in a further 600 Algerian fans. Around 7,000 in total find their way to the venue here in Cairo, where Algeria prepare to advance to their first final since winning the title 29 years ago. The Algerian flags waving proudly. Indeed, the Nigerian supporters out in numbers, recently named by Confederation of African Football as the best fans on the continent. But will they be able to outsing the larger Algerian support base? Now for the national anthem, starting off with that of Algeria, Gassaman. And now for the national anthem of Nigeria. A roar of approval and perhaps an element of expectation from the fans who were singing the respective national anthems of Algeria and Nigeria in what is a North versus West battle in the African continent as the African Cup of Nations continues in this North versus West battle that certainly underlines the power bases in African football, both semi-finals, North versus West. Algeria chasing their first Cup of Nations final since winning in 1990, taking on a Nigerian side looking for their fourth crown. Algeria line up with three players sitting on yellow cards, in danger of missing out on the final if they do advance. Mboli's only conceded one goal at this tournament, stays in defence. The only forced change, Zafan comes in on the right as he replaces the injured Yusuf Attal. Meanwhile in midfield, all is good for Soufiane Feghouli, who had to limp off the field of play in the quarter-final tie. Bilaili will start behind Baghdad Bounedjah, the 27-year-old, now Saudi-based striker. This young man, Charbel Belmadi's side, he's only just past his playing days, a man who captained Algeria at the 2004 Africa Cup of Nations title. But Algeria posing for photographs. They turn out in white tonight. Incidentally, both these countries play in green. Confirming the match officials, the 40-year-old Gambian Bakari Papa Gassama is the man in the middle for tonight's tie. As Ahmed Moussa and Riyad Mahrez, both formerly on the books of Leicester City, play alongside one another. Both wear 7, both play down the wing, and both wear the captain's armband tonight. Quick pose for photographs. Also now based in Saudi Arabia. Confirming the VAR, Paul van Boekel is the man who is in charge of the VAR with Jani Zikazwe and El Hadji Malik Samba. Let's take a look at Nigeria, then, unchanged from the side that started in their 2-1 win over South Africa in the quarter-finals. So coach Gunnar Rohr deciding to go with the same 11 that did duty. Daniel Akpe in front of a 4-man defence that includes Jamilo Collins, very impressive, and Chidozie Waziem, who's having a phenomenal tournament overall. And the matches he's played, Onyeka Igalo will lead this line with a very young Samuel Chukwueze, who's been a star for Villarreal this season, and indeed in his time for Nigeria, Alex Iwobi as well, who prefers to play behind the striker. Didier Debo in midfield. They are dangerous players in their own rights. They'll be looking to prove creative again. Didi with his ball-winning ability and passing game, and Debo just with all-round dynamism and versatility. Charbel Belmadi, a French-born Algerian who represented his country over the years, now coaching his side. Gunnar Rohr turned 66 here in Egypt, the man from Mannheim in Germany, but he's a legend in France, where he played almost his entire club footballing career at Bordeaux. Over 400 matches he played for Bordeaux, if you include matches outside of the league competition as well. So waiting for the official confirmation to start. The second semi-final of the Total Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 is underway. It is the West African, North African battle as Algeria and Nigeria go head-to-head here. Certainly the power bases in African football dictate that this is the dominant area of football, North versus West in both of the semi-finals, as the early challenge from Adeline Guediora on Onyeka Igalo perhaps signals what might very well be the storyline for much of this tie. Algeria looking to make their first final since winning the title in 1990, up against the Nigerian side who will be looking to win the title in successive editions they've competed at. They've failed to progress to the Africa Cup of Nations since winning the tournament in 2013. This is their return. Hoping to go on and win it. They are 90 minutes away from the final, potentially. Standing over this, Ogenekaro Atebo, phenomenal footballer and one of the most dynamic footballers I've ever seen. Feeds from the set piece. Early chance for Nigeria is been fairly comfortably defended here by this Algerian side. Belaili looking to get on the end of a ball that Musa escapes with. Atebo inside, and Ben Lamri will just hoof this ball away back into Nigerian territory, where it's brought under control by the very impressive Jamilu Collins, a man who has had to step up. First in the squad, Elson Ichijile was widely expected to be playing. He's had to step up in so many respects as Collins, and he's taken his opportunity with aplomb. Kong laying it forward by Chidozie Oaziem, but Ben Nasser effectively winning it back in the middle of the park for Algeria, whose fans break into song immediately and look to encourage the Desert Foxes to a victory over Nigeria. Well, the Carthage Eagles had their wings clipped by Senegal's Teranga Lions. It will be the Desert Foxes who clip the wings of the Super Eagles, or can they soar highest in tonight's semi-final? Binsbeni, the rain-based defender, laying it back towards Mandi, who is a right-back by trade, so there must have been some discussion about potentially breaking that central defensive partnership that Mandi and Ben Lamri have managed to create to replace the injured Yusuf Attal, who is superb down the right flank for this Algerian side in the early stages of the competition, but a broken collarbone in the quarter-finals means Mehdi Zafan of Rennes, like his opposite wing-back Rami Binsbeni, the left-back. The two both play in France on the same club. Zafan starting on the right. One real change, Feghouli having recovered from injury. That's the young Chukwueze, 2018 Nigerian Football Federation's Young Player of the Year. A rising talent who finally found his first international goal when he scored in the quarter-final over South Africa to become the tournament's youngest goal scorer. 20 years and 49 days old, Samuel Chukwueze. If anybody had seen him playing in La Liga this campaign, they would know that he's got something special about his ability on a pitch. Speaking of, Chidozie Oaziem, he's been nothing short of utterly impressive and dominant in defence in the matches he's played. Brief moment forward to Chukwueze and then back to the defence. Muro trying the long ball forward for Nigeria. It's kept in play and an opportunity down that far flank. Musa has Igalo running on his inside here. Can't quite get the cutback in, but Nasser with a little touch escapes with possession. Mahrez see a throw to Algeria on the far flank. It's a delegation sit, including Amaju Pinnick, the man in charge of the Nigerian Football Federation. Those who played in the Legends game did Amaju Pinnick. It's been much of the celebration and build-up to this tie. Legends games, seen the likes of Monko Kado and Daniel Amokachi playing, the former Nigerian stars. A handful of Senegalese players as well, who already wait in the final. Legends from Senegal, including Valou Fadiga and El Hadj Diouf among those who were competing. And right now the focus very much on Algeria and Nigeria as Ben Lamri goes back to Mboli, who's got his first touch in the game. Quality all-round footballer. But he did concede his first goal at the tournament in his last match. Mundi. Switching out wide. Just knocking the ball around. Soufiane Feghouli having slid into a wide position. Long ball forward, just asking a little too much of Baghdad Bunja. A man who looked utterly remorseful and completely disconsolate by the penalty miss that he struck onto the crossbar and out and over for the Algerian side in their quarter-final tie against Cote d'Ivoire. They would have seen them take a 2-0 lead. Jonathan Kodja subsequently equalising for a Cote d'Ivoire side that would eventually go out on penalties as Algeria advanced. Here's Chukwueze. Comes onto a free ball in the middle of the park. Great vision here. Lays it in over the top. It's just gone agonisingly ahead of Ahmed Musa, always curling away from him, and on the slightly dewy surface that they've been watering virtually all day, the ball skids away from Musa and out of play. Wonderful vision again from Chukwueze. Diora laying it out to Mundi for this Algerian side. Fougouli wants options. He sees Bilaili on the near side. Bilaili, he's got two men waiting for delivery to come. Is it going to come in toward the back post? It is there! And how is that wide from Bunja? Daniel Akpe committed, missed it, and Bunja, it struck him out for the goal kick. That's a very timid appeal for a corner by Baghdad Bunja. Nobody there once it slid past Akpe, and again perhaps the skiddiness of the surface proving the undoing of the player rushing on. Bilaili proving creative, and how that ball has got past two Nigerian players, Akpe among them, the 33-year-old Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper, and who plays in South Africa. Signed after South Africa's long-time number one, Itumeleng Khune, picked up a shoulder injury this campaign, wasn't able to make the Bafana squad for this Africa Cup of Nations. Daniel Akpe signed to Kaizer Chiefs to step into the fray. Fougouli. This is lovely interplay from Algeria. They're getting the triangles right here in the early stages, but Nigeria still standing strong, watchful, and getting the basics right. The heads aren't bobbing around. They keeping their heads and showing some composed behaviour inside their own final third. Escape with possession and clear the ball successfully. Nigerian fans looking to out-sing the Algerian fans here. They certainly outnumber the Nigerian fans to the fans of the Desert Foxes. So this 20th international meeting between these teams. Nigeria having won 8, Algeria 7 of their previous ties, only 4 draws. It's almost always goals. This is their 9th Africa Cup of Nations meeting over the years. Each side winning 3, including their first Africa Cup of Nations title respectively. Sides have a bit of an undeniable continental history and link. Not only did they face each other in their first ever Africa Cup of Nations final appearance, they each beat the other to win their maiden Africa Cup of Nations title on home soil. Algeria did it against Algeria in 1980 when they made their first final respectively, and Algeria made their second final. Algeria, dominant force as well in the 80s. Lost down to Algeria in the 90s. Odin Igalo and Jamal Bin Lamri coming together. Bin Lamri. Type of player though that can genuinely disrupt any opposing attacks so well. With a little aggression, bully opposing attackers. So 10 minutes have come and gone at the Cairo International Stadium, and goalless it remains in this 20th meeting, with Algeria searching for that first Africa Cup of Nations final in 29 years. Algeria looking to take a step closer toward their 4th title. Bilaili here inside the area. Bilaili looking for support, feeds it out wide. Fougouli. It was nearly a heavy first touch. It's still alive for Algeria. They've got players gathering, and Akpe punches away. Only as far as Bilaili has got a dangerous left foot, drags it back. A shot taken, powerful as well from Ben Nasser. but it's cannoned off the wall. It looked like Ikong was in the right place to guide that ball safely away. The recovery, Bensabeni searching for a way here beyond the Nigerian defence that is now aided by the return of Alex Iwobi. And Mboli calls early, says that ball is going to reach my 18-yard area first, just shepherd Igalo. Both technical areas are fuming instructions to their players. Gernot Rohr is a couple of metres outside of his technical area, hopping mad with his defence at the moment, while Jamal Ben Lamri is trudging the edge of his technical area. His players approach the 18-yard area of Nigeria, screaming instructions again. It might have proved unkind, but in the end it's proved rather fortuitous. The touch by Iwobi. Daniel Akpe has certainly been put under pressure already in the opening minutes of this semi-final. He's been growing in confidence as a goalkeeper in recent times, and he's kept 5 clean sheets in his last 8 internationals as Daniel Akpe. As Ben Nasser, he took the snapshot a short while ago. Positioning from the Nigerian defence looked to be solid enough. Initially punched away from Akpe. Belaili looked to control it and then decided the snapshot was required. But Akpe, under not enough pressure really speaking, could have been able to catch that Mahrez ball, I would imagine. That said, punched it away. Found Belaili. Ben Nasser with a shot that Trostikong was well placed to clear. Back live, Ben Lamri and Igalo coming together, and Ben Lamri again, as I mentioned, willing to do just about anything to stop anybody going beyond him. He's conceded the free kick here. Now both these sides will be wanting to keep it fairly compact and not concede free kicks. Algeria have not, while they've only conceded 1 goal in the tournament, it came from open play. They've looked like they could be undone at certain set pieces. Chukwueze chipping it toward the back post, and just a little too strong from the young Villarreal winger come striker. That's good, Diora. No love lost between players on the pitch at the moment. Gudiora. Nottingham Forest playing in England in the Championship. The likes of Riyad Mahrez as well. They were having what looked to be very friendly discussions with some of the Nigerian players earlier as the 2 sets arrived around an hour and a half to kick off. There's Mboli being put under good pressure here from Igalo. Owaziem, Ndidi, current Leicester City man who been superb in the past 2 Premier League campaigns. That's William Trostikong, and scored the late winner against South Africa in the quarter-final. Forward, Feguli. Mahrez searching for options. That masterful and cultured left boot of his. I've already seen him score twice at this tournament, including a stunner against Guinea. Belaili is being tugged on here, and it's going to be a free kick. Iwaziem committing the error. He certainly doesn't want players going around him. He's been nothing short of dominant in his position when he has played for Super Eagles at this tournament, as Chidozi Owaziem, based in Turkey. In the 5 matches that he's played coming into this tie, he's only lost 2 aerial battles. He's not been dribbled past once, and he's got a 100% success rate in tackles. That said, he has conceded a few free kicks in an attempt to prevent his opponents from getting beyond him, which is fine in the greater scheme of things, but you don't want to be conceding too many set pieces in and around the danger area. Belaili, those who can deliver quality ball, but it's been Nasser who sends it in now. Oh, it's a great header that should have been delivered on target. How did Rami Bensabeni miss that? Bunja left speechless. Well, that ball coming in with the player being in an offside position. That wouldn't have counted now that we have the VAR in goal. That really should have hit the target. Had Bunjak got his head on the end of that, would have been fine, but Ben Sebaini found himself straying into an offside position. Would have seen that disallowed on the VAR if it had tucked into the back of the Nigerian net. So goalless it remains, 16 minutes gone in this intense battle between two of Africa's largest teams in many ways. Algeria, Africa's biggest team by area, biggest country by area, up against the Nigerian side that is Africa's most populous country. Fan bases are enormous for these teams as well, and there's much expectation from fan bases in the respective countries. Grimadi watching on, his side look to defend this set piece from Nigeria, which looks very dangerous, with Awaziem lurking toward the back post. It needed a vital touch, and Ben Lamri happy to concede the corner here. Ball coming in over the top, Ben Lamri showing his athleticism. It's looking better for Nigeria. Good pressure from Nigeria, but they failed to get the header in on target. Good runner at the back post, Chidozie Awaziem, as Chukwueze fed in a rather inviting ball that Awaziem is unable to head goal-bound. Nasser, former Arsenal man. Lovely ball through. Oh, Belaili anticipated brilliantly. Great chance to feed it in. A lovely run from Bunjak, but brilliantly anticipated by the Chelsea man who's been on loan for a number of years, Kenneth Omuro. It got past Chidozie Awaziem, and Belaili read it to perfection, looked to slide that ball in behind the defence, and Omuro with some cover defence. Absolutely top-class, top-draw defending from Omuro. He's one of the three players who remains from the squad that won the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations under the late, great Stephen Keshi. Just a look at the moment from the opposing angle. Mehdi Zafan going down. Ahmed Musa the culprit on this occasion. In over the top, and that'll be skipping kindly through for Daniel Akbe. Belaili is back on his feet after going down in the area. Mahrez a moment ago with this ball. A little battle between Awaziem and Belaili. Ball nowhere near the individuals concerned. Free happy to allow play to continue, no real harm done. So Awaziem and Belaili came together. Should be a handful of genuinely entertaining battles on the field today, mini battles. Awaziem. Chukwueze. Didiora trying to close him down, and Didi again lays it onto the path of Iwobi, who's calling the play here. Musa out wide, Igalo central, so it's Chukwueze in the end. It's a very tame effort from a man who has twice scored a brace at the FIFA World Cup for Nigeria, including that most memorable brace against Argentina in a 3-2 loss at the 2014 FIFA World Cup, a brace against Iceland in 2018 last year in Russia. After 20 minutes then in this battle of North versus West, it is 0-0 at the Cairo International Stadium. This call is gone against Etebo. Buginagaro Etebo up against Ben Nasser, just bulldozing his opponent slightly. And Etebo is one of the most versatile players I've ever come across. In his rampant goal-scoring days in the early stages of his career, to the incredible performances he chipped in for Nigeria, the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, where he was part of a squad that picked up bronze medals. Lost out to eventual runners-up Germany. Lost out on penalties to a Neymar-inspired Brazil. There's Chukwueze. Oh, looking to go past Ben Lamri, but Ben Lamri happy to take him on. Bilaili now, quick feet from Bilaili, quick thinking as well. This time he's chipped that in a little too far ahead of the chasing Bunja, whose quality is not always appreciated, his intense work rate. Because strikers are supposed to score goals, and he's done precious little of that at the tournament, bar the penalty he struck against Kenya. I should say struck successfully against Kenya, because he missed a penalty against Cote d'Ivoire. We've seen a handful of penalties missed at this tournament already. Senegal, in the final already, have missed 3. Including 2 from Sadio Mane. He's among the grand hall of Senegal players who are attempting then, in 5 days' time and Friday's final, will be attempting to claim their first ever Africa Cup of Nations title. Only 2 countries have played 50 AFCON matches without a title, Mali and Senegal. Senegal want to change that. Ben Lamri. Little touch here from Feghouli. Gideora can't get it away, but it's not brought under control on the near side. Chukwueze, that ball just allowed to go beyond him. Battling hard in midfield again. The presence and passing game of Wilfred Ndidi generally on point. Nobody made more tackles successfully in the Premier League this past season than Wilfred Ndidi. Ziwobi. The Arsenal man, Gernot, does say he needs to score more, but did score the decisive goal in the 3-2 win over Cameroon in the last 16 of this tournament. So halfway through the opening half, no goals as yet between Algeria and Nigeria. It's Baini. Putting it back to William Troost-Ekong, based in Italy, in the Serie A at Udinese. The city of Udine is Hor. Well, he has been very direct about the mindset, saying that nobody's bigger than the team. He says we're here to win the title. He says his players understand. Certainly the players have suggested that he's managed to get a team of talented individuals to work as a cohesive unit, as a team on the pitch. That he's created this environment of discipline in the Nigerian squad. Super Eagles looking to fly highest here. Chip over the top, Feghouli won't get on the end of this. Suarez and Feghouli failed to combine here for the Desert Foxes. Feghouli has scored only his 2nd African Cup of Nations goal in the quarter-final tie against Cote d'Ivoire. His only previous goal, also against Cote d'Ivoire. Musa, a special player. His brilliance has always been known. As Iwobi, looking to cut through the centre again and battle on once more. Adlin Gidiora is proving rather difficult in midfield for Nigeria, and the battle on between Adlin Gidiora and Wilfred Ndidi. Then Alex Iwobi looking to get involved, and the call has come in favour of Gidiora. And over the top, and a little bit of pressure for the Nigerian defence. Algeria dominating possession in the early stages, but they haven't really translated those into genuine attacks. They haven't been able to really dominate. And Nigeria will be looking to keep it that way. They won't mind that they're not dominating the possession stakes. They'll want to dominate on the scoreboard come the end. It does not matter how you win, it matters that you win, ultimately. The stage of the tournament where pretty performances are not always required, but rather gaining the result is far more significant. Chip out wide. Figuli. Trying to go on the overload. Mehdi Zafan, who's been a little more cautious since made his way into the squad. Yusuf Abdal, a very dangerous attacking right back who loves buccaneering down that far flank. On this occasion, though, Mehdi Zafan getting it a little wrong. The French-based right back. And he can play left back or left wing, just touching his planted foot and ultimately seeing his shot skew well wide of target. Like his coach, French-born. Akbe. There's a table. Muro back to Akbe. Put under a little pressure here is Daniel Akbe, who's been in and out of the Nigerian starting lineup in recent years and certainly had enough of a battle with the likes of Ikechukwu Ezenwa and most recently Francis Zou, who started in the World Cup for Nigeria and Russia last year. Benasser, Mandi seeing a little bit of space opening up here. Figuli has put himself in a pocket, looks for the pass now. A little too strong for Marius, who might just reel this in. And reels it in only enough to steer that ball out for the throw-in rather than the corner. Guediora, and he will be coming together again. Guediora this time successfully challenging for that ball. Throw-in taken quickly by Nigeria. Collins will have the throw again as Igalo. It's helped maintain possession for Nigeria here. Iwobi, the man that wrote his name into Nigerian history with the goal against Zambia in the World Cup qualifiers last campaign that effectively saw Nigeria's place at the 2018 FIFA World Cup seal. As Tebo and Figuli come together, Nigerian free kick. Throws to Gong. Born in the Netherlands, the country of his mother, Eleanor Troost. It's a little too long for Bunja, who gets on the end of it now! A brilliant one-on-one situation created by Baghdad Bunja. He's unable to beat Daniel Akbe, a fine save. Big right palm out and denies Algeria the opening score just before the half-hour mark. Wonderful bit of creative instinct, denying Ndidi's pass out wide and quickly turning it over, creating a counter-attack out of not very much, and then pressure on Amuro from Baghdad Bunja. Daniel Akbe brilliantly positioned on this occasion, and his maturity in the goalkeeping department ever increasing for a man who, in the earlier days of his goalkeeping time, and certainly not immune to it in the latter stage, was prone to the odd blunder in the goalkeeping department. Every goalkeeper will make a mistake, there's no doubt about it. Fine from Akbe on this occasion. Here's Musa. That's come off the arm. That'll be a free kick. Now, Adlin Guediora needs to be careful because he's one of two Algerian players in that midfield. He and Benasser, who play alongside one another, who sit on yellow cards already in this tie. Chikwueze appealing before it even hit the arm. He anticipated the trajectory of the ball, and he would like to take this, but I can tell you that Ogerakaro Tebo is standing off to the side of the ball that's been placed by Chikwueze. Referee looking to set a three-man wall for Algeria. Will it be Chikwueze? Will it be Tebo to strike this? Difficult man to beat is Boli. Nigeria looking to create danger from the set piece. Chikwueze goes hard, but it's parried down into the ground almost with an arrogance by Mboli, who says, "You think you can beat me from that sort of range?" Well, he is a world-class goalkeeper, is Rice Mboli. His definitive performance came in the round of 16 tie against Germany in the 2014 FIFA World Cup, where he made an incredible 11 saves against the eventual champions Germany. 11 saves. The German side that was utterly unsung before he was eventually beaten by Schürrle and Özil. Slimani scored late, consolation goal. And what memories were created in that 2-1 scoreline after extra time between Germany and Algeria. Meanwhile, just over half an hour's gone here, and goalless it remains. Algeria pushing forward again. Bunja, who could have had a couple already for Algeria, breaks into the 18-yard area. Trostekong is looking to defend against him, and that'll not be a penalty. The referee might just have a quick word here, and because we have VAR available, I think there will be a little check, but the referee's decision, firstly, is that there was no penalty. A very stern referee. Bunja is asking, is there going to be a VAR review, because I believe I was taken down. I think he's tripped himself up. Looks to run into Trostekong, trying to get his body between Trostekong and the ball, looking to shepherd the ball. I think the referee's made the correct call there. Spot on is the 40-year-old Gambian referee. He's not refereeing these two nations for the first time. He refereed Nigeria's 3-1 win over Algeria in the World Cup qualifiers, which Nigeria advanced at the expense of Algeria, amongst others. A moment ago, Baghdad Bunja runs onto this. It's Kenneth Amuru, looked to clear. It was just the speed of Bunja rather than anything else that's brilliantly closing the angle on Bunja. It allowed Daniel Akpe to make that save, but Amuru is looking to get it spot on, and the pace of Bunja was so incisive that managed to win that ball for the Algerian. Ben Lamri, meanwhile, looks to be swinging arms at Igalo. He's trying to just keep it below neck level. And eventually the call will come in favour of Algeria. So free kick to Algeria. Nodian Igalo, with his palms raised skyward, is appealing for a simple explanation, feeling that he had done nothing wrong other than try to avoid flailing arms of his defending opponent. Algeria are a win away from advancing to their first Africa Cup of Nations final in 29 years. Up against a side that is certainly, if not desperate, rather urgent to go all the way in this tournament after failing to qualify for successive Africa Cup of Nations tournaments since winning the 2013 title. Nigeria did lose to Madagascar in the group stages. They have wins in all four of the other matches that they've played. Based on performances so far, it will be a massive effort to beat Algeria. But if Nigeria come together, click and hit top gear, there's nobody that can stop them. Certainly for the teams in the last four, it's fair to say for all of them, it's about who pitches up on the day, who puts in the performance as required. Sefan out wide to Mahrez, and Sefan again. Can't spread this ball beyond Musa. Thrown it'll be. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Ben Lamri. In the Algerian goal. Figoli over the top, a real chance here for Bunjak again, between two defenders, and that's just brilliant from Jamilu Collins. The recovery from the Nigerian defence, superb. Looked to be another one-on-one situation created as Figoli managed to get that ball beyond an advancing Omurua with a lift over the top of the Chelsea man, and then into the path of Bunjak. Trostekong looking to close down the angle, Akpe rushing out, and then Jamilu Collins cutting out any chance for Bunjak to score with an all-important touch. Now from the corner, Mahrez will feed, Akpe indecision, and it is not cost Nigeria on this occasion. Diora recovering for Algeria, looking to pick out Mahrez, nodded away by Iwobi, whose defensive work is not to be taken for granted in this tie. His work rate and work ethic has been thoroughly impressive here and gets the pass in. He's onside, there's no concern for Igalo, but it's just a little trip up momentum-wise, but he's broken into the danger area. Iwobi back to Igalo, they're searching for the man in space. Musa, a flying attempt from Ndidi, who tries a powerful drive, ricochets off the Algerian directly in front of him, and now the chase is on for Belaili, and it'll be recovered by the Nigerians with the ball out of play on the near side. This the chance a moment ago. Odin Igalo and Adlan Giniora coming together. Oh, when the ball spills free like that, there's no call for a handball. From that sort of ricochet. That's Giniora back in possession. 8 minutes to go to half-time, and while there's no doubt that we always want to see goals in matches, it's not short on entertainment, this semi-final tie. The Super Eagles, whose only loss came in the group stage against Madagascar, the surprise team of this tournament undoubtedly, but have looked increasingly stronger since. And that wonderful come-from-behind victory over the defending champions Cameroon, and then a fine 2-1 victory, almost last gasp, against South Africa, who had eliminated the tournament hosts Egypt. Lovely ball in here from Iwobi, sets up a chance, it's pulled wide of targets. Odion Igalo with a chance to score his 4th of the tournament. And look at this, the way that it's won back. It's Itebo with the ball-winning ability in the middle of the park in the first place. And at the moment, that combination of Ndidi and Itebo is managing to keep John Mikel Obi out of the starting lineup for Nigeria. So 2 coaches, both of whom had successful careers in France in their playing days. Oh, the legend though in France at Bordeaux. It is Bastille Day in France, massive celebration. One of the great celebrations of the world, in a country that is also seeing one of the great sporting events of the world in Tour de France currently underway. No doubt some of these players have been keeping an eye on what's been happening in sport around the world, but they're focused now very much on the 90 minutes in front of them, potentially 120, maybe even penalties to come. Delivery out wide. This is better from Mahrez, looking to take on Jamilu Collins. Mahrez with his weaker right, deflected in, and that's an unfortunate own goal from William Trostekong, who proved to be the hero with the winner against South Africa in the quarter-final, has turned it into his own net. He is experiencing the highs and lows, just days apart is William Trostekong, scoring that late winner against South Africa in the quarter-finals. He's unwittingly tucked the ball into his own net here after Mahrez had done the damage down the right. A brilliant run. Got the ball onto his weaker right foot as he looked to cut that ball back in towards one of the 2 Algerian players waiting. It clipped the shin of Jamilu Collins and into the path of Trostekong. And there's not a great deal that Trostekong could have done about that. The deflection would have undone him. Had to try to manage his weight and wasn't able to shift his body across. Catches him just above the hip into the back of the net. And he looks forlorn. A man who is among the more charitable in the world of sport. Donates a percentage of his salary to Juan Mata's Common Goal charity. He's done so much for so many. Utterly thankful for his opportunity as a footballer. And somehow he's now gone and experienced one of the lows of football, scoring an own goal. Not just in any situation, scoring that own goal in this situation against a very dangerous opponent who have only conceded once in the tournament. It'll be concern for his side. So Nigeria need to regroup. They're chasing the game, they're a goal down. The other semi-final was decided by a Dylan Bron own goal in extra time. President Ahmed among those in attendance. Nigeria. Collins across to Trostikong, and needs to get his head back into the game if it's not there already. His commitment to Nigeria is undoubted. This one being born in Haarlem in the Netherlands to a Nigerian father, and his father, I think, is from Akwa Ibom State, if I recall. His mother, Eleanor, but grew up in England, educated in England. Football in England as well. It's Baini through here. Unja laying it into the path of Belaili. Leaves it behind under good pressure from Didi, who's seen that ball turned over by Chukwueze. Alex Iwobi now, a chance to run at the Algerian defence. Musa and Igalo wait for delivery. Chukwueze looks to put himself in a little pocket as well. Closed down by the Algerian defenders, who are rocking back in numbers. And that'll be out for the throw-in on the far side to Nigeria. The opportunity of a long throw-in opposite the 18-yard area presenting itself here. Chukwueze. Could have been waiting for a delivery here, and it might fall kindly here. Chukwueze can't get a touch on that to finish. It ricochets kindly for Mboli, and he will not be denied. Odi Nigalo. Again, the man who's looking to get on the end of a loose ball that he can try to fashion home. And this time looks to block the attempted clearance of Rami Bensebaini. And ricochets kindly for Rais Mboli in the Algerian goal. To the near side, Chukwueze. Bensebaini with a big challenge, and referee Dasama right on the spot, happy to call. And that was a free kick in favour of Nigeria. Spot on again from the referee, who's already refereed 7 CAF club competition finals, and who has been a FIFA referee for a dozen years. Nigeria, closing moments of the opening half, trailing by a goal, looking to fashion an equaliser. The side that was trailing against Cameroon managed to come back and win that tie. They've looked increasingly better in this tournament. 1 minute of time added on, says the South African fourth official, Victor Gomes. As we hit the 45-minute mark, Nigeria are leading courtesy of that Trostikong own goal. The top here, a little too strong for Chukwueze to realistically run onto, and that ball will skip kindly away, and Boli will take a little time, I'd suggest, to getting this ball back into play. William Troost-Ekong, it's his son Oscar's first birthday coming up in just 10 days' time. I know he would have been wanting to celebrate with his family upon his return to Italy. The fact that he would be an African Cup of Nations winner, it might not be the case unless his side can come back. Half-time, says referee Gassama. It is 1-0 to Algeria at the break. An unfortunate own goal from the tall Dutch-born Nigerian defender William Troost-Ekong. Just 5 minutes from half-time, Algeria 1, Nigeria 0, the half-time score here at the Cairo International Stadium. Nigerian players gathering in the huddle, and there's comforting words for William Troost-Ekong. They'll head back to the tunnel momentarily, the squad. They've not done a great deal wrong, it must be said. And there was a touch of fortune on the Algerian goal. Certainly an element of misfortune for William Troost-Ekong, as that ball came off his midriff, just above his left hip, and tucked into the back of Daniel Akpe's neck. Bunja, who's had his opportunity to find a goal from open play himself this time. Adlan Gadiora, who's been superb in midfield, and Faguli, who's fed through delightful ball. Mahrez, who's break down the right and subsequent feed in, really found what he wanted, but instead saw the ball deflect off Troost-Ekong into the back of the opposing net. Discussions continue from all the Algerian players as they enter the tunnel. It's a slight ramp up a red carpet into all the change rooms here at the Cairo International Stadium. Match statistics will tell you that while Algeria dominated the possession, it was Nigeria who had more shots and certainly had double the attempts on target, but only a third of their efforts managed to come away on the Algerian goal. Highlights for you. Early opportunity then for Algeria. Belaili with that back heel into the path of Ben Nasser, who has yet to score an international goal and nearly had his chance here, but for the intervention of Troost-Ekong, who was well positioned to clear. And then this from the set piece, Benzbaini. I suspect, though, that he was in an offside position when that was taken, and had it tucked in would not have counted, as we do have VAR available to us, video assistant referee. And then Bunja, the brilliance of it to get on the end of a ball as Omurua looked to clear. And then Akpe with a fine save to deny Bunja his second goal of the tournament. And then he will be delightful to see him streaking away at times, creating another opportunity for Odioni Gallo. Belaili heavily involved in set up Mahrez, and this is the seminal moment in the game. Mahrez turns it onto his weaker boots, and then with the defence looking the wrong way, William Troost-Ekong a little wrong-footed by that ball that was cut in, because it came off the shin of Jamilu Collins. And looking to see that ball off his belly and out, only succeeded in turning that ball into the back of his own net. Scored the winner against South Africa. Now, there's the own goal in the semi-final. Welcome back to the Cairo International Stadium. The second half is just about upon us here as the Algerian and Nigerian players begin to make their way back to the pitch here at this fine venue in the Egyptian capital city in a tournament in which Egypt found themselves eliminated in the last 16. But we have a host of Egyptian fans who have made their way to the venue, perhaps in the expectation that Egypt would have been here, but certainly many that have come to enjoy the football. Algeria slowly making their way out of the tunnel. Yusuf Belaili among those who was the star performers in the opening half and created opportunities. Certainly very creative and energetic with those two, Figuli and Guendiora. There's Benlarmi at the back, Zafan on the right, starting in place of the injured Yusuf Attal. So the players will slowly begin to make their way back toward the pitch here. It's Baini and Bouli having a chat. William Trostekong among those looking to inspire this Nigerian side. See if they can somehow manufacture an equaliser. A raft of classy players return to the pitch here at the Cairo International Stadium for Nigeria. They march out as a team and they want to be playing as a cohesive unit on the pitch because they've got a half in which to try to find an equaliser or perhaps even find a winning goal in this tie. It's the second semi-final of Egypt 2019. Nigerian players in the dark green, the match officials making their way out, and then Nigeria, who've already found themselves on the pitch, will stare down their opponents, who will take a little additional time in getting out onto the pitch. Benlarmi is seemingly trying to rush a few of his teammates to make their way back to the tunnel, back to the pitch. Ben Nasser first out and having a chat with Rami bin Sabaini, while Gunnar Rohr is taking the trek all around the pitch. Players marching across it, but the coaching staff and the substitutes bench marching all the way around it, as the players' tunnel is on the far side of the stadium. So Riyad Mahrez is having a word with the man in charge, the 40-year-old Gambian referee, who refereed at both the 2014 and 2018 FIFA World Cups. Strapping for Belaili, the Esperance-based winger come striker. Looking to take the socks. Flago El Ali, one of the giant clubs on the African continent. The team has won more titles. And the Algerian fans up against Nigerian fans in contests of singing songs. But right now, it's the Algeria players who lead. The second half gets underway then with Algeria leading Nigeria by a goal to nil. Algeria turning out in the white with green trim against the Nigerian side in the darker green. And looking to overturn a one-goal deficit at half-time. Kenneth Omurua, the Chelsea man, only 25 years old. He's been with the club since 2012, would you believe, and he's not played a moment for them. He's been loaned out 6 times since joining Chelsea 7 years ago. He was on loan in Spain at Leganes this past campaign. He's Trostekong, and he scored that unfortunate own goal. And the man who's almost made that central defensive position his own in recent times. Benlarmi making a call. Jamilu Collins is just loving every moment he has as part of the Super Eagles squad. He's loving the opportunity to be involved. Ismail bin Nasser, meanwhile, is spoken to by the match officials. He's to take the band around his socks off. As Nigeria come probing forward, Iwobi looking for Igalo, who's being held. like he was having a little tug back. Igalo likes to bustle his way through opposing defences. Well, tape is coming off for Ben Nasser. They'll need to get certain bit tape back on. Jamil Bimari fuming on the near side. Instructions to players and Captain Mahrez as well. Ben Nasser being waved back on now by referee Bakari Papagasama. Good here from Trostikong. Clear jersey tugging though from Baghdad Bunja, and call goes in favour of Nigeria, who have a moment's respite. Far side, Chidozio Azim maybe benefited from the injury to Abdoulaye Shea in the early stages of this tournament, but he's taken his opportunities brilliantly as Chidozio Azim. Far side, here's Bitzbani again. Both sides looking to knock the ball around in the opening stages of the second half. Bilaili not to just hoof that ball clear as Ben Nasser stays on his feet. The real pressure here, and maybe a genuine chance to run at the defence. Mahrez was looking to go central, and Bilaili and Bunja nearly coming together. But Itebo winning the ball back brilliantly. Trostikong will take for Nigeria. A man who plays a very focused brand of football. He's going to need to be focused here. This is a little kind for the Nigerian goalkeeper Daniel Akpe. As Baghdad Bunja again puts himself in the right place to try to find an opening strike for him in this game. The own goal from Trostikong that separates these sides. The tall defender now looks to go straight down the centre into the path of Musa, just a little too far ahead of him. Fall kindly here from the ball back from the Algerian defence for Fighouli. Found Ben Nasser, and now Bilaili looking to switch angles towards Riyad Mahrez, and this is very similar to the goal they scored against Guinea, where Bilaili saw a little bit of space for Mahrez, laid it into his path. This time though, closed down by Jamilu Collins. It's been 5 years in the books of Croatian club Rijeka. Baghdad Bunja coming up for the aerial duel against Trostikong, and it's not often that you're going to see anybody come off better than Trostikong. Then Lamri back to Mboli. So the Super Eagles trailing by 1, looking to find their way back into this tie and overturn the deficit in the battle between two of Africa's giant teams, three-time champions Nigeria and Algeria, 1990 winners against Nigeria in the final. Ball comes out here again, and Murua lets it go. Jamilu Collins had the unfortunate skip bounce in front of him. Mahrez does well to keep it in play, but Collins fantastically to win back possession here for Nigeria. Although the subsequent clearance is straight back into the path of Algeria, who look to control possession. Zwaini, Ben Lamri plays in Saudi Arabia now, does Ben Lamri. Played around at some of the top Algerian clubs before eventually making his way to Saudi Arabia in 2016. A man who's stepped into the fray. Rafiq Alish getting a little older now, and the retirements of players like Antar Yahya. Here's Itebo. This time it's a rare opportunity for Guediora to get onto a ball that Itebo is allowed to escape him. Fighouli searching for options, look to go the Mahrez way. Up against Collins again. This is how the goal came. Mahrez, lovely back heel. Fighouli brilliantly onto it, but genuine pressure from a recovering Jamilu Collins, who looked to be helped out by Kenneth Omurua, and again it's Alex Iwobi who's sitting deep and brilliantly helping his defence. Box-to-box stuff from Alex Iwobi, who looks to go on the attack now and gets away from his man, and that might be the opening caution of this tie. Straight away, absolutely no doubt in referee's mind, Baghdad Bunja is asking for VAR. It's there are only 4 reasons you get to go to a VAR. For a yellow card offence, it is not one of them. For a red card offence, you can. And he might have had a point. He picks up a yellow card, and Iwobi has not been touched. So Bunja, he will not miss out on the final suspended if he is able to advance with his Algerian side. It's been undone there. Now Etebo from the set piece looks to take it short, but that ploy has not worked. As Mehdi Savan has stepped up and cleared. To the near side, that'll be out of play on the near side. Throw it to Algeria. Jamal Benmari. I want his side to control the situation now. They lead on the scoreboard. The hard part is only just beginning. Algeria, you imagine, are going to be throwing as much as they can at Algeria in this second half. Well, the Algerian fans and the Nigerian fans singing songs. The Algerian fans every so often break into a chant. 1, 2, 3, Vive Algérie. It's one of the favourites. Sat in enough stadia with Nigerian fans who like to sing Sama Sinwalo. I apologise for my singing. 8 minutes down in the second half. Algeria taking a 1-goal advantage. And I'm enjoying some of the battles off the pitch as well, as the fans look to outnoise one another, encourage their players to rise a little higher. Awaziem. Chukwueze looks to go beyond Vincevani, instead cuts inside him, and again the control. Didi and Etebo have been magnificent in midfield for Nigeria so far. Here's Musa though, and he's passed that between two players. Chukwueze was running in toward the back post, and Igalo in a central position. Iwobi had broken into an advanced position almost directly in front of Musa, and he was able to pick out any one of the three advancing teammates. Collins back inside to Etebo. Watched him at the Rio Olympic Games when he became the first man in nearly 50 years to score 4 goals in a single Olympic men's football tournament match. Scored 4 against Japan in a match that Nigeria nearly lost. It was 5-4 the final score, but they were leading 5-2 at one stage, and Japan came back particularly strongly. Etebo was superb, scoring with both feet on the day, left and right. Here he is, Olympic bronze medalist from the Rio Games. 5 are in the squad. Only 3 Africa Cup of Nations winners, including this man, Ahmed Musa. He, Kenneth Omuru and John Mikelobi, the 3 who remain from the side that won the title 6 years ago. Musa looking on as Gadiora is down. Came together. I think damage might have been done, a collision with his own player. Ben Larmi is a hard man. So 10 minutes gone in the second half. Algeria maintaining that 1-goal advantage they took into the break. Algeria have not been the dominant side in recent meetings between these countries. Nigeria have won 7 of their last 9 meetings. There has been some contentious moments between these countries in recent times, especially in the World Cup qualifiers of 2018, where Nigeria ended up securing a 1-1 draw in Constantine in World Cup qualifiers, and subsequently saw that scrapped as FIFA punished Nigeria for fielding an ineligible player. John Ogu actually scored what was his first goal in the match before Yassine Brahimi, I think it was, from the penalty mark, cancelled it out. 1-1 it ended, but in the end Abdoulaye Shea had picked up 2 yellow cards in matches prior. Should have sat out suspended but played. Nigeria ended up being fined and having to forfeit the match. It didn't end up doing anything other than change the number of points they picked up in the group. Still went to the World Cup in Russia last year. they were handed a rather unkind draw again against Argentina, that this man loves scoring against. Ahmed Musa. Yes, Bilaili. To Ben Sebaini. Bilaili remains down as Tebo has possession here and looks to feed to Trostekong, who allows that ball to be played out on the far side. It's Gudiola, rather, who's down. Ooh, on the inside of the foot, just on the inside of the bridge of his foot. Certainly nothing intentional from Ahmed Musa, but that will be particularly painful for Adlin Gudiola. Now 33 in the twilight of his career and looking to make a little history. The Nottingham Forest man who's playing in the Championship in England. Martin O'Neill was the coach of his side when he left. Sami Lamouchi is the coach when he returns. Missing the start of pre-season of the club. A handful of players who are warming up. Well, I do hope you get an opportunity to see Victor Osimhen play. Quality finisher who's proved himself in the youth ranks and who's looking to slowly settle into the senior game. Of the players on the Algerian bench warming up. Not some who might be immediately into the fray, you would imagine. Players that you might expect to make their way on in the second half for this Algerian side, not the likes of Hisham Boudaoui, who's a quality midfielder in his own right, or Mehdi Abed. Midfielders who can just hold things up. Meanwhile, Iwobi looks to push forward, tries a shot from a long way out, and that would have been something astonishing required from that sort of range to beat a goalkeeper of Mboli's quality from here. And Alex Iwobi is not shy, certainly not short on zeal. Looks to fire in an equalising goal from range. Oh, watches on. Right, Mboli. Bounced around a little as Mboli over the years. He's been thoroughly consistent for Algeria over the years, but he's found himself over the last 9 years playing regularly for Algeria, but in 15 professional seasons he's played at 13 different clubs. It's Collins. Itebo. You can literally play him anywhere, Itebo. He is so dynamic. He's got pace, he's got driving runs, he can get the passing game going as Iwobi slips it out wide. Chukwueze looking to have a run in. Gallo waits centrally, up against Mandi, and looking for a call in his favour here, Chukwueze, and he's gone and won the corner. The 20-year-old is continuing to impress here at the Africa Cup of Nations and looking to inspire an equalising goal for Nigeria as the hour mark approaches here at the Cairo International Stadium. An air of expectation as Nigeria dream of a fourth title. To maintain that dream, keep it alive. Mboli being potentially inspired by Bin Lamri to encourage his teammate to pull off a save. Deny the Super Eagles who search for that equaliser from the corner on the hour mark. Delivery in and easy enough for Mboli. Comes out confidently and claims. And the two having a standoff, referee and goalkeeper. I was feeling that there was never a corner in Chukwueze's run. Either way, it's a last four meeting between the Desert Foxes of Algeria, the highest goal scorers in the competition with 11 goals now. They've only conceded once, the lowest number of goals conceded on Nigeria. They've been able to score goals. They know how to win games. While the Madagascar loss have looked like an increasingly good side at the right time, and they know how to win tournaments. Spaini showing his attempted skill. Still Ziawaziem still not dribbled past. Oh, that'll be a free kick indeed. The culprit on this occasion. The indirect free kick studs up here. But Nasser to control that, and as indeed he put the boot up, the referee right on the spot calls the indirect free kick. It's basically signed by Leicester City to replace N'Golo Kanté, who was heading off to Chelsea. The ridiculously athletic Wilfred Ndidi has just grown so tremendously, and he's putting in another massive shift for Nigeria in midfield as Bilaili and Ben Nasser discuss tactics for this set piece. Fed in here, and it's easily away by Chidozie Awazie. Only as far as Mahrez, who looks to break into a danger area. Feghouli with the attempted chip, looking to deftly place it on the head of any of his teammates, and that ball is escaped without an Algerian touching it. Beyond Feghouli's attempt, Mahrez keeping it alive, and then Feghouli. I don't think he was trying to place that, was he? He might have been trying to chip it, but maybe from that angle. To just try to bend that ball in, hit it with the outside of the boot and curl it in towards Mboli's goal. It takes some effort to score from that sort of range, from that sort of angle, with that sort of strike. So Nigeria up against an Algerian side that are not simply going to defend. Chatting to a few Nigerian fans ahead of this tie, who felt that their side might very well have a little bit of an advantage in the sense that they've had an additional day to recover, only played 90 minutes in a later evening game against South Africa in the quarterfinals. Cote d'Ivoire took Algeria to extra time and penalties 3 days ago rather than 4 that Nigeria last played. Played at 6 o'clock kickoff, 38 degrees Celsius at kickoff at 6 p.m. local time at Suez, where the humidity is also punishingly high. They were hoping that would give Nigeria some sort of favour in this tie, but so far we've seen no signs of any fatigue from any of the Algerian players. We start unchanged, bar for the injured Youssouf Attal, who broke his collarbone in that quarter-final tie. And I remind you, the winner of this tie goes on to face Senegal in the final. They're only into their second final, are Senegal. And a man who captained them to the final, played in 2002. Aliou Cissé has now coached them to only their second final, and looking to go one better now as the man in charge, rather than as a player. Moussa skips that out for the throw-in. But Nigeria beginning to get to that stage of the match where they will recognise that time is running out. There is still plenty of time, but the longer they go without scoring, the greater the urgency required. Nigeria will just be looking to absorb as much as they can. This is knockout football. Despite the injury, there's Youssouf Attal wearing the arm in a sling, his right arm. He broke his collarbone in a fall. He landed awkwardly on his elbow. Also with a long throw that comfortably cleared by the Algerian defence, Trostikong. Sunday Olise once said he was a little too soft, Trostikong. There is something about his game that is very controlled. So 20 minutes down in the second half, and Algeria maintaining their one-goal advantage as Moussa. Another chance to potentially find Igalo with a long throw. And Moussa most effortlessly finding it. Cleared again by the defence, Bunjar and Nasser making a little bit of a run as well. Everybody looking for space here. Bilaili looking to run on to the end of this one. Gudiora sitting in the pocket. Feghouli is back as well. Bilaili is looking to pick out a teammate, any one of three players running onto it. Nigeria escape with possession here. Chukwueze Iwobi's waiting out wide. Igalo's gone more central and dropped a little deeper now. Picks it up, looks to feed Iwobi. Cuts back inside of two. He's got Musa as an option to look to go at, and Mehdi Zafan comes across and steers that ball away. It's Chukwueze again. Iwobi looking at Garo Atebo. It's that 18-yard area now, and Nigeria escaped with possession again. Igalo runs out of the 18-yard area, but Nigeria still maintaining their pressure and possession here. The Super Eagles searching for an equalizer. Ball is skipped to the opposite side. Awaziem, 22-year-old, who's spent last season on loan at Porto at Turkish League at Çaykur appeals here, and muted appeals from the Nigerians for a handball in the area. All bar Igalo, who is still pleading with the referee. Well, Figuli having a bit of a battle, and Zakele Sewela on the near side. The South African assistant referee says that is a free kick to Nigeria. This is the call a moment ago, and that's come off the arm. Now we will go to a VAR. Figuli, meanwhile, has big caution. I imagine we're going to go to a VAR decision. Figuli, meanwhile, has been cautioned for this challenge that was called by the assistant referee immediately with his arm up, saying Figuli has fouled Tebo. But this was a short while ago. Issa Mandi now standing in the area. Igalo was vehement in his appeal for a penalty. So the referee has gone for the VAR. He has the option of checking with the VAR camp, and I suspect this is going to be a penalty to Nigeria here if he's in the area. Issa Mandi. Igalo was absolutely adamant. Musa as well. Mandi knows it struck him on the arm. It's his 50th appearance today. It's meant to be a happy day, and it might turn out to be an unhappy one. He's in the area. It's come off the arm. There's it as well. The arm is out. He's made the body wider. That ball might have been going wide. But a ball off the arm like that is a free kick, and a free kick inside the penalty area is... It's a penalty. Just waiting for the communication here. Paul van Boekel of the Netherlands is in, and here is the decision. Oh, the referee says, I'm going to go and have a look at this myself. So, Bakari Papakasama, the only African referee who went to the 2017 FIFA Confederation Cup, a man who is widely regarded as the top referee on the continent, certainly consistently one of the top referees in Africa, refereeing this titanic semi-final tie, is going to make a decision, courtesy of the visuals here. Now, his view initially might have been obscured slightly by the players running across him, and that has come off the arm. It's inside the area. So the referee is having a little discussion, and I think we might even see a caution coming for Mandi. So the referee will make a decision. It struck the arm of Mandi, and we are going to a penalty, and this is the correct decision. The Algerian fans react angrily, but this is the correct decision, and Mandi is being cautioned as well. It's turning out to be a very unhappy milestone 50th appearance for Mandi. Brilliantly struck by Atebo, looking to take on the Algerian defence, and you might call unfortunate the handball, but this is an opportunity for Odion Igalo to become the tournament's leading goal scorer, but more importantly for Nigeria to level matters inside the final 20 minutes of the regulation 90. Ligalo adamant with the appeal for a handball. It was he who ducked, struck the arm of Mandi, and there's no doubt about it. VAR has made the correct decision here. It is a penalty to Nigeria, and Igalo, who scored 7 goals in qualifying, top scorer across all the teams for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, is staring down a man who's only been beaten once in over 500 minutes of football at the Africa Cup of Nations this tournament. Mboli up against Igalo. Scored against Burundi, he scored a brace against Cameroon, and he levels for Nigeria here with 18 minutes to go. Igalo is the tournament's leading goal scorer with 4, and Nigeria are back on level terms. An enormous cheer from the Super Eagles fans who made their way to the venue as they believe once again it is on, it is on. Issa Mandi still protesting. The man who was outstanding by his performance against Germany in the round of 16 at the FIFA World Cup in 2014. Mboli beaten for only the 2nd time this tournament. It's come from the penalty mark. Igalo makes no mistake. Now based in China, the former Watford striker. And Mboli, not much you can do about that. Well, both will feel there's an element of misfortune here. Mandi feels aggrieved, but it was clearly a handball. So a VAR decision has confirmed a penalty to Nigeria after the unfortunate own goal from William Troost-Ekong, and so far we've seen an own goal and a penalty in this tie on a day that has seen the other semi-final between Senegal and Tunisia decided by an own goal after both teams had missed a penalty in regulation time. It was decided after 120 minutes. Senegal awaits the winner of this tie in the final on Friday, while in Wednesday's 3rd place playoff, the loser will face Tunisia. Will it be a North versus West battle again? Or will it be an all-West battle in the final? Those are the only 2 outcomes. No North-North as Tunisia have crashed out. Aliou Cisse's Teranga Lions, the only semi-finalists not to have previously won this tournament, into the final. Igalo, the man with the golden boot, his 15th international goal and only his 34th appearance. Bin Larmi, meanwhile, is fuming over this moment. Just making sure he got in the way of Ndidi, who didn't know too much about that other than trying to track the ball. Oh, the Nigerian fans. They are singing loudly now. If I'm not mistaken, that ditty that I sung a moment ago, that Nigerian fans are often wont to sing that chant, Sama Sinwalo, means something along the lines of lead us into battle. And right now, they've battled their way back. There was an element of fortune in the duck by Igalo, and having VAR available, the referee having made the correct decision. And now Nigeria back on level terms. They claimed 2 important wins over North African opponents. Did Nigeria, bear in mind, in the qualifiers, beat Libya by 4-0 at home and 3-2 away. Igalo scored a hat-trick against Libya in that 4-0 win. No stranger to scoring against North African sides, Igalo. But not having qualified for the past 2 editions of the Africa Cup of Nations, there is a feeling that it is imperative that they go on to win here. There must be some success. It's almost a demand from the rather emphatic and demanding Super Eagles fans. Iwobi is better from Nigeria on the overlap. Algeria needing to defend here, and that's rather well done from Belaili to deny Chidozie Owaziem to run on to that. Scored against the Seychelles in qualifying, did Chidozie Awazir. Chukwueze. And then through ball. And every time I think of Chukwueze, I think of that most entertaining match in La Liga this past campaign, as we hit inside 15 minutes to go. 1-1 it is. Potential of extra time and penalties here. But just having watched Chukwueze throughout the La Liga season, in which he also gained some Europa League experience, he had a goal and an assist in what was just a superb advert for the La Liga in April. Villarreal drew 4 with Barcelona. So, substitution here for Nigeria. Chukwuemeka Henry is making his way on. And Chukwueze makes his way off. I was just praising. It's rather late to see a first substitution. Onyekuru is made his way on now and will look to impress once again. An English-based player. He's been out on loan since joining Everton. Free kick Algeria, Ben Nasser. Down he goes, Iwobi protests, but then waves it away. Big bump off the ball. Both who've worn the colours of Arsenal in England. This was a moment ago, Guardiola with that run through. Looking to lay the ball off. Figuri searching for options and then set it up. Picked up and Nasser, who was subsequently overrun. Chukwueze, meanwhile, makes his way all around the pitch to where his teammates sit on the bench as Algeria prepared to take from the set piece. With just over 10 minutes to play at this time. We're locked at 1 apiece in this intense semi-final battle. Low and flat, it's crisp and inviting, but it's cleared here by Igalo. All Nigerian players back to help defend the set piece. Soufiane Feghouli, touch on that, a little too strong, and Akpay will bring it under control. Daniel Akpay. He's taken his chance in the battles against the likes of Uzo and Ezenwa. So bear in mind, after the retirement of the great Vincent Onyema, Carly Keme, of course, was the man who took over the #1 coaching, the goalkeeping department. Spent his entire career on the books of Wolverhampton Wanderers, did Carly Keme. Then he was diagnosed with leukemia less than 2 years ago. 2 weeks ago, I'm delighted to tell you, he actually attended Wolves training. His career is over, he's had to retire, but it's been a horrendous time for Carly Keme. Personal experience, it's going to go through some grueling treatments. It's cost him his dream of playing in the World Cup, it's cost him his dream of playing football for a lengthy period, it's cost him being present at his second daughter's birth. Glad to see that he's managed to get leukemia into remission, and his thoughts are certainly with him and his family. Is Iwobi? That's trying from range, but again, Mboli not going to be beaten from that sort of range. 10 minutes to go. Iwobi looking to up the intensity here with his second long-range effort at Mboli. Ball out wide. Spain, he brings it under control. Down goes Ben Nasser. So free kick to Algeria. 9 minutes of football remain, plus some added time. Opportunity for one of these to find a winner. The Algerian fans have suddenly found their voice again, and they are chanting wildly. Mahrez over it. It's to strike it cleanly. It's a lovely delivery as well. It's only inches ahead of Baghdad Bunja. It looked like an inviting ball, and no player was able to run onto. And Bunja, the signal to Mahrez, that is where he wanted it, a little inside. 1-1 as it stands. Well, Yusuf Attal, with a broken collarbone, ruled out of the remainder of the tournament, is staying with the team. And I wonder if Charbel ZINSOU might be considering going the way of the dangerous Sandy Delors or Adam Mounas in the moments remaining. Big challenge over the top here from Mehdi Sefan. It's gone in over the top of Ahmed Musa. The Nigerian captain on the day, clutching onto his head here. Taking an elbow. The body of Sefan nearly behind him. Sefan got to the ball, fair enough, but you do need to take into consideration of the opponent as well. So both sides creating chances. Who will create the chance that snatches this? Is there a moment that'll prove decisive in 90 minutes, or will we see extra time? Bourly with a comfortable catch, the former Marseille youth player, also played for France youth international level before opting to represent Algeria ahead of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. To the near side. At the moment, Nyakura is looking to get anywhere near the ball, just get involved in what is his first appearance at the Africa Cup of Nations. This tournament, incidentally, is the first appearance at an Africa Cup of Nations for 20 of the 23 players of Nigeria's youthful squad that has been part of a rebuilding phase since they won the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations title. Ben Nasser. It's better from Algeria, searching to go back in front by a goal, and Belaili going down. Referee says goal kick. Belaili breaking into that 18-yard area, looking to run onto this around the outside of Chidozie Awaziem. Chipped that ball back inside, and it's out of play effectively by the time any contact happened. 5 minutes to play, plus some added time. That's all we have remaining in the 90 minutes. Will we go to extra time? Will we see penalties? Can somebody find a decisive moment here between Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria, and the continent's largest country by area, Algeria? Diallo against Guediora. Arms around Guediora, and referee quick to spot that, happy to make the call in favour of Algeria. Belmadi looks a host of emotions, none of them good. It's forlorn, dismayed at the moment. The side was leading by a goal and suddenly find themselves back on level terms with a Nigerian side who are proving problematic to break down defensively. Both these sides have the players who can produce those moments of magic that could turn any tie on its head. Both coaches will know that, both sets of players will know that, and some surely will believe that they can produce the magic. Figuli, though, is uprooted. Play on, says the referee, as possession is overturned. Figuli's club teammate this past season, Onyekuru, was on loan from Everton at Galatasaray as they won the league and cup double in Turkey. Looking to get things going here after his club teammate Figuli was stopped by Omurua, who took nothing but the ball. Kenneth Omurua. His 50th appearance for Nigeria today. Milestone moment for him. He too was out on loan this past season. He was out on loan at Leganes. Tebo. Didi. Musa. In towards Onyekuru. Looks to get the shot in here. It's gone high. And flicked that over. Looking to get immediately involved and trying to produce the moment that'll change matters on the pitch. Musa far away from him. It's caught the calf of his opponent. He was feeling that was out for a corner kick, and he was quite right with that call. A bit of a protest from Nigeria about that call. Instead, Algeria looking to hit back Zefan into a danger area. Fairly comfortably dealt with by Omurua, and that's Awaziem. Now, he's the man who's picked up the yellow card. Now, this is a problem for Awaziem because if Nigeria do make it through to the final, he is out, suspended. So he and teammate as Figuli looks to create something here. Figuli is fired over. Somehow created space for himself when he had a defender on his back. Unleashes the snapshot from just inside the area. Brilliant from Figuli. Somehow Jamilu Collins unable to close him down, and a wonderful opportunity for Figuli to find the goal that would take Algeria 2 goals in front, and he's gone and spurned the opportunity. Tanya Lakbe in the ball downfield. Aiming to advance to their 8th Africa Cup of Nations final are Nigeria. Only Egypt and Ghana have won. Have played in more finals. Thumb downfield. Omurua. Awaziem. Genuinely showed maturity beyond his years as Awaziem with his performances. So only one substitution made so far. Super Eagles fans, someone just spotted themselves on the television as we go to the big screen. You can see just over the head of the 4th official. One of 3 massive screens here at the Cairo International Stadium. 4 minutes of time added on as we break now into the period that might prove the difference between winning and losing, or we go to extra time. Zabaini. Sending it down towards Odion Ighalo, now 30 years old, the China-based striker, who's an honorary citizen of Calgary in Canada, would you believe, after holidaying there a couple of years ago. Zefan. Guediora. It's Mundi. Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez. Premier League title at Leicester City and Manchester City, helping them to the treble this past campaign. Lovely here from Algeria, and it's missed everybody. Zifan recovers. Mahrez again. Options for Algeria. On the near side, now Zifan. 3 players to pick out in the area, but he's opted to go back towards Fighouli, who calls him back into position. Zifan again. Ben Nasser looks to go around the outside. He's never scored a goal. An international match, and he comes agonisingly close here as it clatters off the crossbar and over. Ismail Ben Nasser nearly scores in added time to take Algeria through. Taking the responsibility on his own shoulders, beats Akbay, but not low enough to beat the woodwork. Ben Lamri can't believe how close that was. And Ismail Ben Nasser, the man who's been called the future of the Algerian midfield, the energetic, industrious midfielder, nearly scores his first international goal. Back inside from Bunja. Fighouli. Now Mahrez goes all the way back to Ben Lamri in defence. Looks to charge this ball into Nigerian territory. It's a well picked out ball in towards Bilaili. Now Ben Nasser. Mahrez showing his class and brilliance. Mahrez! Oh, unbelievable from Awaziem once again to deny Mahrez, who looked to be in for a shot on goal. It's a free kick here to Algeria on the edge of the penalty area in the last minutes of added time. Fantastic run from Mahrez, but look at the positioning from Chidozie Awaziem. The anticipation, the timing to pluck that ball out, and as Ben Nasser goes over, it's a free kick to Algeria. Seconds remaining in added time. Now that ball recovered by Awaziem to deny Mahrez from potentially taking the shot in a one-on-one. Superb. And this an opportunity for one of these players to write their own names in history. If Algeria can claim the goal here. Jamel Belmadi, man who masterminded the defeat of Senegal in the group stages. If his side wins, they go on to meet Senegal in the final. Bilaili and Mahrez, the 2 players who stand over this. The mind-blowing Mahrez has done it! Algeria are through! It will be a repeat of the group stage match with arguably the final kick of the game. The miraculous moment that has captured it for Algeria has come. Nigeria surely felled here. Simply marvellous. Nigeria cannot believe it. It has been a match that has seen momentum shift between these sides. There is still some time remaining, but surely that is the decisive moment in added time. Riyad Mahrez, who's never scored more than 2 goals in a calendar year for Algeria, has got 3 goals in this tournament and is leading Algeria to the title. Absolutely perfectly placed. A peerless strike. Riyad Mahrez showing his class, and there it is. We're watching the replays, but the final whistle has come as Nigeria are crestfallen and crash to the ground, while tears of joy and jubilation for the Algerians, who will celebrate with Mahrez, who will celebrate with their thousands of fans that have flown in from Algeria to witness this tie, to experience the elation of advancing to a 3rd final, and to potentially claim their 2nd Africa Cup of Nations crown. The last time Algeria played in an Africa Cup of Nations semi-final They finished losing 4-0 to Egypt with 8 players on the pitch. But in added time, Riyad Mahrez has struck brilliantly from a set piece and ended it 2-1 in 90 minutes. Simply sensational. Spare a thought for Nigeria, who go on to meet Tunisia for the 3rd place on Wednesday. But what a way to win it. Riyad Mahrez. Leading Algeria here in a match in which it never really looked like one of these sides was so completely dominant. They each dominated passages of play. Rami Benzaini cannot believe that his side is through. They are celebrating this, as they should, long and hard. Riyad Mahrez, the hero of the Premier League in 2 of the last 3 seasons. And a man who has continued to impress with his goal-scoring ability and his creative ability. William Trosticom scored the own goal. Akpe beaten in added time. The celebration from Yusuf Belaili. He's played in 3 continental finals in club competitions. The Algerian fans are celebrating all around the venue. And now the players will march over and acknowledge those fans. Mehdi Abid, he's played, not today, but he's played in this tournament. It's only the 2 reserve goalkeepers who've not played a moment. They are celebrating with their fans, acknowledging their fans. Jamel Belnamri and Aliou Cisse, what a final it is. 2 young former captains of their national teams who captained their teams at the Africa Cup of Nations have now, as coaches, led their teams to the Africa Cup of Nations finals. The total man of the match, Riyad Mahrez, who struck home in the closing seconds of this tie, being congratulated by fellow Premier League players and former Premier League players. But Mahrez's moment, surely down in the annals of Algerian history. They crashed to defeat to Nigeria. Well, they cannot take it away from Riyad Mahrez and what he's managed to do here. An accomplished player who stepped up as required and dazzled with electrifying effect. Free kick from outside the penalty area. Struck home so sweetly by Riyad Mahrez with arguably the final play of the 90. Jamel Belmadi says, go and celebrate with your teammates. I think what they're trying to do is get hold of Riyad Mahrez because he's the man of the match and will be required for post-match formalities, including the receipt of the man of the match trophy. The Algerian fans absolutely delighted. They've come in thousands across North Africa to witness this moment, and indeed to witness what they believe will be the moment. They claim a 2nd title, but they will face Senegal for the 2nd time in the tournament in the final. Nigerian fans still can't believe the results. Trosticom with an own goal, Odia Nigalo with a penalty, and Riyad Mahrez with a free kick. It has been a magnificent story for Algeria. They remain undefeated. Only one team has taken them past the 90-minute mark, and that was Côte d'Ivoire in the quarterfinals. Ahmed Moussa leaving the field of play. There is some despair, and it's now to try to lift your game in the 3rd place playoff, where they'll take on Tunisia on Wednesday. Algeria being applauded. They will have some concerns. Riyad Mahrez is being led to the Here in the tunnel we'll conduct the post-match formalities. Let's go to the change room first. Ultimately, though, it's ended with Algeria dominating the possession, not by much. 3 cautions to the 1. That's Awaziem for Nigeria will be suspended for the 3rd place playoff. 8 shots that Algeria fashioned to Nigeria's 11. Algeria had more shots on target as well, but it is Algeria who win. There were some moments in the second half that looked really worthy of top moments. This is the match overall. Riyad Mahrez, this is how the opening goal came. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Mahrez skinning Jamilo Collins. Then with a ball that flicked in off the shin of Collins, off the hip of Trostekong and into the back of the net. Own goal. And Nigeria were trailing. They were by 1 at half-time. Baghdad Bunja had his own opportunity to find goals. Iwobi then tried a few long-range efforts in this tie, including this one that scuffed along the deck and skidded wide of target. Dozio Aziem, Chukwueze getting involved to find the ball to Ademo, who tried a long-range shot that struck the arm of Amande on VAR. The referee's decision was that it would be a penalty. He went to go and see for himself. This is what he saw. Ademo with a fine strike. Mondi striking his arm after Igalo had ducked out of the path. Then Igalo stepped up and scored his 4th goal of the tournament's leading goal scorer now. Poorly beaten for only the 2nd time in this match, in this tournament. And then this, the moment that decided it all. Riyad Mahrez stepping up and spanking it home.
Goal, scored by player number 7.
That saw the final whistle come. In the closing moments of added time, Algeria managed to defeat Nigeria. Nigeria, disconsolate, entirely exasperated and depleted, fall on the ground in disappointment. But it ends with Algeria securing a place against Senegal, who they met in Group C and defeated. Tunisia and Nigeria will meet in the 3rd place playoff on Wednesday. And that is what it's come down to. 2 matches to go in this tournament, and only 2 who can possibly win the title. Next match to come on Wednesday, 3rd place playoff. Tunisia and Nigeria will go head-to-head at the Al Salam Stadium before returning to the Cairo International Stadium on Friday, where Algeria and Senegal will do battle for the title.
حول معي محرز. C'est bon frérot. C'est bon. OK. معي محرز. Vas-y frérot, vas-y. حول لي الاستوديو. سامع. صايب. شكرا. مبروك للجزائر، مبروك لك، مبروك للجميع، مبروك لرياض محرز. فيليسيتاسيون، ميرسي. Merci pour ce soir, merci pour cette épopée, merci pour ce but. C'était extraordinaire.
Merci, c'est gentil. C'était un match difficile aujourd'hui contre une bonne équipe du Nigeria. On a eu l'occasion de tuer le match. On l'a pas fait. Bon, c'était un match assez, comment dire, les équipes se cherchaient un peu, se valaient un peu aussi. C'était pas facile de se créer des occasions. Mais je pense qu'on a été solide. Ils ont eu le penalty sur la VAR. Où voilà, à part ça, je pense qu'ils ont pas grand-chose. Et voilà, on a ce coup franc. On va dire j'ai pris mes responsabilités et alhamdoulilah, je l'ai mis.
Justement, c'était un grand, machallah, grand Riyad Mahrez. Les grands joueurs se montrent dans les moments. Raconte-nous ce but, le but de la délivrance.
Bah, c'est un coup franc. Et comme d'hab, nous, dans notre équipe, tout le monde veut le tirer. Il y a plusieurs personnes qui m'ont dit ouais, laisse-moi. J'ai dit laissez, je le prends dès le début. Dès que j'ai vu la position du coup franc, j'ai su que c'était pour moi, c'était pour un gaucher. Après, on a un petit peu parlé. J'ai voulu la mettre en dessous du mur d'abord. J'ai vu que c'était un peu difficile et je me suis concentré à fond pour la mettre côté gardien. Et voilà, alhamdoulilah, elle est rentrée.
Là, on est en finale de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. C'est la folie en Algérie, c'est la folie en France, c'est la folie à Sarcelles, c'est la folie partout. C'est la folie. Un mot pour ce peuple-là.
Voilà, merci à tout le peuple algérien, en Algérie, en France, partout dans le monde. Merci à tous. Juste s'il vous plaît, célébrez dignement les frères. Voilà, on est un pays exceptionnel. Ne gâchons pas tout par quelques personnes qui cassent des choses ou qui font des mauvaises choses. Voilà, fêtez dignement et Inch'Allah on va vous ramener la coupe.
Merci beaucoup. Merci Riyad. Merci. ابقى معي زميلي العزيز معي يوسف بالليلي نجم آخر في هذه المباراة. تفضل يوسف بالعلم الجزائري. هنيئا للجزائر، هنيئا هذا الانتصار، نهائي كأس إفريقيا للأمم. Here we are.
الحمد لله والله هذا الشعب يستاهل كل شيء. الحمد لله ربي وفقنا وين مباراة كانت صعبة. الحمد لله حطينا كل اللي علينا وفرحنا هذا الشعب اللي يستاهل كوب دافريك. كما قلت لك ديك خطره احنا معاونين ان شاء الله باش ندو هذا الكوب دافريك ونادوا هذا الشعب تاعنا والله فرحه كبيره خاصه شت الشعب تاعنا هنا في الجزائر. ان شاء الله ربي يوفقنا ان شاء الله في الفينال.
ان شاء الله ندوها ان شاء الله. فريق هذا بنى عن شخصيه كبيره، تلقيتم هدف تعادل ولكن عدتم كما عدتم في المباريات السابقه. ما شاء الله عليكم. حدثنا، ضعنا في الصورة، كيف عشتم الدقائق الأخيرة؟ كيف عشتم طبعا هذه الأجواء مع الأنصار الذين جاءوا بأعداد كبيرة جدا من الجزائر؟
عشنا المباراة وين كنا رابحين 1-0، شت المنافس وين أعطاهم ضربة جزاء. الحمد لله احنا ما قطعناش الياس، وين توجور كنا نخموا في الشعب تاعنا وين من امبوسيبل باش نخسروا هذا الماتش. الحمد لله أمنا بروحنا حتى لآخر دقيقة وين ماركينا. الحمد لله ونادوا هذا الفوز. نشكر الزملاء تاعي ونهدوا هذا الفوز الشعب تاعنا والشعب المصري اللي ساندنا بزاف.
يوسف، أنا شخصيا أعرف عشقك للجزائر، حبك للجزائر، رغم بعض ما حدث مؤخرا. نعرف طبعا هذا العالم الذي تحبه كثيرا، ونعرف أنك وفي وهران وفي كل مدن الجزائرية تحبك، الناس يحبونك أيضا. كلمة عن هذا الأمر.
نشكرهم بزاف ونشكر الشعب الجزائري اللي وقف معايا. كما قلت لك هذا الإعلام ماتوا عليه الشهداء، احنا نموتوا في التيران باش نفرحوا هذا الشعب، والله يرحم شهدائنا الأحرار.
الله يرحم الشهداء. شكرا جزيلا، شكرا. أجواء ولا أروع هنا عند مدخل غرفة تغيير المنتخب الجزائري. اللاعبين فرحة عارمة، الكل يطلب لاعبي المنتخب الجزائري. ربما سيكون معي بعد قليل عيسى ماندي المحارب، أيضا عيسى ماندي الذي أبلى البلاء الحسن. عيسى تفضل. félicitations, quel match, quelle victoire. On est en finale de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. Bon, presque.
Ouais, j'ai du mal à l'imaginer honnêtement. On est passé par tellement d'événements ces derniers temps et juste sur ce match-là, on est passé par tous les sentiments. Je pense qu'on doit gagner 2-3-0 à la mi-temps, on fait une super première mi-temps, après on s'écroule un peu dû à la fatigue. Il ne faut pas oublier qu'on a eu un jour de récupération en moins, on a été jusqu'en prolongation contre la Côte d'Ivoire, on avait joué à 6 heures. Ça faisait beaucoup pour nous, mais on n'a jamais rien lâché. Je suis tellement fier de cette équipe parce que jusqu'au bout, et on marque à la 93e minute. Notre leader, il nous porte jusqu'à cette finale et on est tous heureux, quoi.
Là, on est au-delà du foot. c'est pratiquement des guerriers qu'on a vus ce soir. Ce soir, des vrais guerriers pour le drapeau, pour l'Algérie, pour aller au bout, chercher avec les tripes cette qualification.
Ouais, c'est ça. Après, pas que ce soir, depuis le début du tournoi, on a un objectif, on était ambitieux, on voulait gagner cette CAN. On n'a pas dit qu'on allait la gagner, mais on allait se donner tous les moyens pour y arriver. Et honnêtement, c'est ce qu'on fait sur le terrain. On est des guerriers sur le terrain, on se bat sur tous les ballons, même avec la fatigue. Je voyais des Sofiane Fegouli qui avaient des crampes, des Adelaine Guedjour qui avaient des crampes. Et ça lâchait pas. Je suis tellement fier de cette équipe d'aller jusqu'au bout comme ça avec autant de fatigue, c'est incroyable. Et après, ce dénouement, il est pour nous parce que pour moi, on le mérite amplement.
Et sa dernière question, on imagine les scènes de joie en Algérie, à Alger, à Oran, mais aussi en France. Un mot pour ce peuple-là qui veut maintenant. Maintenant, il veut la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations.
Ouais, ils la veulent, on la veut aussi. Depuis le début du tournoi, on la veut. Et fêtez bien ça. Dans le calme, sans débordement, si possible. Mais il faut fêter ça comme il faut parce que c'est une finale de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. C'est quelque chose d'incroyable. Merci à tout le peuple algérien, que ce soit en France, en Algérie, bien sûr, dans le monde entier qui nous a soutenus. C'est aussi pour eux et on va aller en finale conquérant.
Vous allez la fêter vous aussi?
Oui, bien sûr.
Merci beaucoup. Merci. عودة إليك الزميلي الأخضر، عودة إليك. ربما بعد قليل سيأتينا المدرب جمال بالماضي. حبايب حيكون معايا بالماضي مباشرة لأنه ولا Ouais, bien sûr. Non. Non, j'ai un direct. J'ai pas demandé le coach. J'ai pas demandé le coach. J'ai un direct. J'ai pas demandé le coach. J'ai eu quand même. Non, j'ai demandé le coach algérien.
Tu l'aurais eu quand même.
Non, non, non.
C'était juste une
non,
pause
mais
de
on a...
question et t'avais le coach. Là, ils sont partis.
حيكون معايا جمال بالماضي الحبايب حيكون معايا جمال بالماضي. Ouais. Mashallah alaikum. Wallah, ça fait plaisir. Ça fait plaisir. Ça va, ça va. خذ. Ouais. شكرا زميلي الاخضر، اسمعكم جيدا. شكرا زميلي الاخضر. Félicitations coach. On a juste envie de vous dire merci. Merci pour cette épopée, merci pour cet exploit. Du fond du cœur, au nom du peuple algérien, on vous dit merci parce qu'on est en finale, vous l'avez dit, on est en finale. Inch'Allah, ça ira. Et merci.
Vous n'avez pas pleuré quand même. Non mais que dire. Vraiment c'est difficile de trouver les mots après un match comme ça. Déjà dire merci aux joueurs. Vraiment faut pas perdre des fois on se trompe. Vraiment dire merci aux joueurs pour le boulot d'aujourd'hui. Ils ont été, depuis le début ils sont comme ça, mais match après match, dans la difficulté, on ressort d'un match très éreintant contre la Côte d'Ivoire. On a joué 120 minutes dans des conditions climatiques vraiment difficiles. Repartir aujourd'hui, revenir contre une équipe du Nigeria qui était quand même, c'est pas n'importe qui, voilà, très forte athlétiquement, avec de la qualité, beaucoup de vitesse, du football moderne. Et ressortir un match comme ça, avec un scénario comme celui-là, mais faut leur tirer un grand chapeau.
Jamal, on est fiers de vous, l'Algérie est fière de vous, moi personnellement je suis fier de vous. Et là, mais par contre, là, on veut la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. Parce que là, cette épopée, il faut qu'elle se concrétise.
Bien sûr, c'est une finale de toute manière, c'est fait pour être gagné. C'est fait pour être gagné. Maintenant, on a un adversaire qui est en face de nous, qui va vouloir aussi absolument la gagner. Donc, ça va être un match difficile, très difficile. On va bien se reposer, parce que là j'ai pas les idées claires encore. On va bien se reposer, Inch'Allah, et préparer le match comme il faut.
Jamal, question personnelle, vous avez perdu combien de kilos depuis le début de la compétition?
Perdu des cheveux, beaucoup de cheveux j'ai perdu. J'en ai pas beaucoup, je les ai tous perdus.
En tout cas, on te fait beaucoup de doigts, Inch'Allah khair, Inch'Allah. Merci beaucoup coach, merci beaucoup. Aouda ilaykoum في الاستوديو.
Fais pas ce que tu as fait avec Gernot Rohr là.
Pourquoi?
Tu l'aurais eu de toute façon.
Mais moi je l'ai pas demandé. J'ai un programme moi. J'ai un programme. Attends.
Français.
Non mais j'ai un programme qui veut pas aller à la Guinée.
Once again, good evening and welcome to the post-match press conference of the Nigeria-Algeria match. With us this evening are the two coaches, Coach Gernot Rohr and Jamal Belmadi. First of all, the reaction of the two coaches on the outcome of the match. First, Coach Gernot Rohr.
It was a big fight until the last minute. Algeria made a better first half than us, but we came back in the match in the second half. And unfortunately, we conceded this goal in the last minute. I think the players wanted to go to extra time, believing that perhaps Algeria would be tired and we could win this match in the extra time. It was a wonderful match. We lost it, so we are not happy. Congrats to the winners. They were the better team in the first half. We scored own goal. It was unlucky. But we came back, like all the time in this tournament, when there was something difficult against us, we could all the time react. And we did also today, coming back on a penalty, making a better second half. But a wonderful free kick from a genie of football made the difference. Last day we won in the last minute against South Africa. Today we lost. That's football.
Thank you very much, Coach Jamal Belmadi.
I have more or less the same point of view. I believe that we knew that it will be a tough game because of the opponent, because of the quality of the opponent, because of the tough game that we had against Ivory Coast 3 days ago. The guys made an amazing first half. We deserve at this time to score a goal. I think we could score more goals. Then the second half, we had, I think, a difficult moment for around 15 minutes. We were under pressure. I think we played too deep. Our block were too deep, not enough pressure on the opponents, due to the fatigue or tired of the players and the quality of the opponent. Then after this penalty, this decision, and the penalty, I think the players shown great attitude and mental strength, and coming back until the end, fighting to score a goal. We had some other situations, maybe not clear chances, but situations if we play the last pass or in a bet with more accuracy, I think we could score another goal. Then this free kicker arrived, and of course with the quality of players like Riyad Mahrez, it's a massive chance of goal. Thanks God we made it. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, first question. But before that, I heard 2 mobile phones ring. If anybody is caught with your mobile phone ringing, please, you've been warned already. You'll be taken out of the room. Please, if you have your mobile phones on, everybody is working here, please turn it off, out of respect, please. They will translate. If you have the translation. S'il vous plaît, fermez téléphone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, yes, you. Yes, him, yeah.
Coach Belmadi, Maher Mazahi with newframe.com. You spoke about the difficult moment that it was a penalty. From us, it looked like it was 50-50, maybe the referee's discretion. looking at Issa Mwendi's reaction, obviously he didn't think it was a penalty. Do you, as a coach, do you have to? You spoke about their mental strength. Did you have to encourage them to stay focused on the match, or with leaders like the ones you have on the pitch, was it all by themselves?
Yeah, definitely.
Tu peux répondre en français si tu veux.
Answer in French.
Yes.
Answer in French. Okay. Non, j'ai pas revu évidemment pas vu l'action. Par contre, j'ai vu l'action du penalty. Je veux pas créer une histoire pour rien, mais j'ai vu l'action du penalty Sénégal-Tunisie. Donc j'aimerais savoir si c'est le même genre de main. Le joueur me dit j'ai pas. Bref, une décision de penalty, c'est pas ça le plus important. Le plus important, c'était justement de se remettre dans le jeu. Et c'est vrai qu'à ce moment-là, on a vécu ça. En tout cas, les joueurs ont vécu ça comme une injustice. Et c'est vrai qu'à ce moment-là, ça peut être difficile. Je connais ce feeling-là. Et on a deux genres de réactions. Soit on laisse tomber pendant un moment, et là, on peut le payer cash. Sur une action, on peut le payer cash parce qu'on n'est pas concentré, on n'est pas dans l'effort, on n'est pas dans tout ça. Ou soit on se remobilise le plus rapidement possible et on repart. Donc moi j'ai pas de doute là-dessus. On m'avait déjà posé cette question avant le match de la Côte d'Ivoire, comment nous réagirions si on encaissait un but. Vous avez vu déjà ce qu'on était capable de faire contre la Côte d'Ivoire. Moi j'ai pas eu besoin d'attendre ce match-là. Je sais d'où on vient. Et j'ai pas eu de crainte. Bien sûr. Sentiment d'injustice, sentiment peut-être à tort, hein. Il faudrait qu'on voit les images, mais à ce moment-là c'est ce qu'on a ressenti, un sentiment d'injustice. On aurait pu baisser les bras, on a levé la tête, on a été jusqu'au bout, on n'a pas voulu, c'est pas qu'on n'a pas voulu aller aux prolongations. S'il aurait fallu aller aux prolongations, on aurait joué au maximum que l'on peut, mais les joueurs ont voulu gagner le match avant et ils sont repartis. On s'est créé des situations, je dis peut-être pas des situations franches. Mais bon, s'il y avait des dernières passes, des avant-dernières passes qui ont été mieux faites, ça aurait pu être des situations franches. Donc les joueurs sont revenus dans le match et voilà, sont restés, ils ont cru jusqu'au bout. Ça nous servira sûrement encore pour un avenir très proche.
Gentleman in white.
كوتش بالماضي حمدي شجاع الشرطة الجزائرية.
اخي تكلم بالانجليز ولا تكلم؟
ما نهضرش بالدارجه، نهضر بالفصحى هذوك.
فصحى اوكي فصحى بينا كيف تراجع باسكو الميكس
داري بعد اجاز عقبه نيجيريا مباراه صعبه. يمتلك كوتش بالماضي الثقة الكبيرة الآن ليقول للجمهور أن هذه الكأس سوف تكون جزائرية.
Moment dégaine, frère. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Au peuple algérien, moi je suis pas un politicien, je suis pas un faiseur de miracles, je suis pas un sorcier. Moi au peuple algérien, je vous dis on va se battre comme on s'est battu jusqu'à présent. Voilà ce qu'on peut promettre. On va pas promettre quelque chose qui n'est pas entre mes mains. Inch'Allah, bi'idnillah, avec Toufik min Allah, nous on va faire le maximum, dire le sabab, et après, Inch'Allah, Toufik min Allah.
Gentleman here. Yes. This guy.
Coach, congratulations and commiserations to you, Gannett Raw. Sorry about the defeat. Coach Belmadi, this might not be a question you like, but I think it's something that needs to be asked. Yesterday at the press conference, my colleague asked you about the other incident that happened, and you said it wasn't the time and place. Well, you've won now, and with due respect, all I just want to ask, as a former player and as a coach, you know, is it play acting, is it kind of behavior that you would condemn, you know, if you see something like that happen, like what we saw in that game against Côte d'Ivoire?
Are you serious? You are his lawyer?
I'm just asking. I mean,
what's this question, my friend? We are playing a semi-final. We are playing. You are from Nigeria?
Yeah.
From Nigeria? You have your coach in front of you. They played a great game, a great cup, and you are talking about these things.
Some things need to be asked. Some things
need to be asked. I answer. Yeah. It's not my.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. The coach is not willing to take this question again. Please, in future, when you are given this opportunity, the coach has clearly stated that he doesn't want to take this question again. Men in black, black t-shirt, black spectacles.
Thank you very much, moderator. This question goes to the Nigerian coach. Commiserations once again. Tactically and mentally, where did you think your boys got it all wrong? Because they were in that game up to the last second. But tactically, what happened? Is it the wall, or they just couldn't get it right? And to the Algerian coach, congratulations. As a former player, I could see that you were very smart with your tactics today. Against Nigeria, is it a deliberate ploy to be on the fast track right from the beginning to the end? And going by the way Nigeria always played the game, I mean, what did you get right today against Nigeria to be able to clip them in the last second of the game? Thank you.
Yes, I think that Algeria made a better pressing like us, especially in the first half. And in the midfield, they had some very good situations, and we had problems in the back of our defensive midfielders. So they could have some opportunities. Also, the center forward from Algeria give a lot of problems to our center backs. And we could not find our wingers like we did the other day against South Africa. Today they could not come and give crosses and come on the side. So I think they were well organized, and we could not find a solution because the pressing was very strong. It was better in second half, so we had some shooting on the goal. We had this goal. Was unlucky again to run after this own goal, but the team had a good reaction. And I congratulate my players for this big fight against a very good team. We knew that in the tournament it's becoming more and more difficult. And today, in the last minute, they won it. And they deserve it. So we have to work much more. We are young. Our midfield is the youngest one. With Ndidi, Etebo, and Iwobi, they have to learn tactically. They have to make a better communication. But I think with the time, they will do it.
Coach Belmadi?
Yeah. Of course, we had to make a plan against this team. We knew that the strength, it's the speed of the Musa, and I have a problem always with his name, the right winger. Okay, and we knew that sometimes they play very direct, especially when they find the space behind us. We try to close the space on the side, and we work a lot on the things. And we try also to put pressure on the midfielders. And Sofiane Feghouli, and Dengue and Ismail Benazza, they make a great game in the things. And for our striker, we also ask to press as much as he can and ball around and behind the two central defenders. I believe the speed is not their strength. They are good, they are experienced players, but I believe they are in trouble when you run around them. So this is what we try to do, and I think it works, and that's all.
Gentlemen.
Bonsoir coach, félicitations. Après l'annonce de le forfait d'Attal, le public a eu peur. On sait le poids de ce joueur dans l'équipe. Et on a vu aussi que la prestation de Zefan n'était pas parfaite. Donc le public a eu un peu
peur. La Côte d'Ivoire.
Oui, contre le Côte d'Ivoire. Aujourd'hui, vous avez décidé de lui refaire confiance et il a sorti un bon match, pour ne pas dire un très grand match. Est-ce qu'on peut dire que c'est l'autre victoire de ce match par rapport à la finale qui vient de 19?
Il faut que vous sachiez, Moussa est un joueur, moi je pense, je le connais depuis pas mal de temps, quand il jouait déjà en Russie. C'est un joueur qui pour moi, si je peux me permettre mon avis un peu de coach ou amoureux du football, si c'est un joueur qui arrive à finir dans les 20 derniers mètres, ça aurait été un joueur qui pouvait jouer dans un très grand club. Parce que sa capacité à prendre les espaces, sa vitesse, c'est vraiment un joueur impressionnant là-dessus. C'était pour moi peut-être le joueur le plus dangereux de cette équipe-là. Donc on a vraiment bossé là-dessus. Et c'est vrai, il faut dire ce qui est. Il y a beaucoup de gens qui étaient sceptiques, beaucoup de spécialistes qui étaient sceptiques par rapport à lui. Ce serait trop facile de dire non, pas trop facile. Pour moi, c'est le choix de Zéphane, c'était pas un choix par défaut. Je parle du choix de Zéphane dans la liste. Vous savez qu'il y a un joueur qui s'appelle Lucif qui a un peu les caractéristiques d'un Attal. Moi, je voulais un joueur avec les caractéristiques je voulais un joueur comme Attal et un autre joueur comme Zéphane. Je sais qu'il est capable de sortir des matchs comme ça. Il a joué contre des équipes comme le PSG, des équipes comme Lyon, où il y a vraiment beaucoup de qualité. Maintenant, il est rentré dans ce match de la Côte d'Ivoire, peut-être à court de rythme, dans un match difficile. C'est très difficile de rentrer dans un match. Au jour d'aujourd'hui, il avait à cœur. Moi, il a compris que j'avais zéro doute là-dessus, zéro doute en lui. Et je savais, avec du travail, avec de l'intelligence, il est intelligent. Il n'a peut-être pas les qualités d'un Youssef Attal, il n'a pas les qualités de vitesse, il n'a pas ces qualités-là, mais il a d'autres qualités. C'est un joueur qui est très bon tactiquement, qui a une bonne formation à Lyon, qui sait respecter des consignes. Donc, moi, j'ai aucun doute là-dessus, mais par contre, il faut lui tirer un gros mérite avec la pression qu'on a pu lui mettre.
Yes. Right.
Monsieur Garnatror, vous avez joué l'Algérie, on en avait parlé d'avant-match, vous l'aviez joué par 2 fois en éliminatoire de la Coupe du Monde. En vous posant la question à la dernière conférence de presse sur l'équipe d'Algérie, vous avez dit celle-là je la trouve beaucoup plus équilibrée. Aujourd'hui vous l'avez jouée, vous avez perdu. Je vous repose la question, si vous deviez comparer entre celle que vous avez jouée à Constantine ou au Nigeria et celle que vous affrontez aujourd'hui, qu'est-ce que vous dites?
Le match aujourd'hui et le résultat confirment ce que j'ai dit à la conférence de presse hier, parce que cette équipe est en progrès. Elle a maintenant un équilibre attaque-défense avec un très bon milieu du terrain qu'elle n'avait pas il y a 1 an et demi ou 2 ans à Ouyo, ni en Algérie. Elle a progressé tactiquement, techniquement, et ça va être un match très serré avec le Sénégal, bien sûr, mais je pense qu'elle est capable de gagner ce tournoi. On a joué le Sénégal en amical, juste avant la compétition. Ça va être un match très serré, mais l'Algérie a toutes les armes pour s'imposer.
Gentleman at the back in the red and black shirt, please give the microphone to him. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Coach Belmandi, Velile from SABC in South Africa. A beautiful story. 2 young African coaches in the final. You are less than a year in this job. What do you think your victory and Mr. Sisso's victory today, meeting again for the second time in the tournament, mean to the young and developing African coaches?
I think it's a great message that we send to our responsible of football in all our countries in Africa. It's amazing I know Aliou Cissé from a very long time. We came from the same place in France, and we used to play against. The only difference between me and him is that he's with his team since 4 years, around 4 years I think, and he's doing great. To play this final against Algeria, against Senegal, and against my friends, it's amazing. I hope that our let's say who took the decision makers, they can think more about this and maybe trust some our young coaches.
Yes, next to you. Thank you.
Garnatroir, Kodisibi, ORTM. Alors aujourd'hui, on a vu la possession algérienne, l'envie. Est-ce que vous n'avez pas l'impression que le meilleur a gagné aujourd'hui?
Le résultat reflète ce qu'on a vu sur le terrain, ce qui veut dire que le meilleur a gagné. Nous avons subi en première mi-temps. On n'a pas été assez agressif dans le pressing. On n'était pas capable de sortir bien le ballon. Et en deuxième mi-temps, on a bien réagi par contre. Et j'ai trouvé mon équipe à la hauteur. Et puis ce coup du sort de ce coup franc à la 95e minute a été difficile à digérer pour mon équipe. Mais je pense qu'elle a commis une erreur, c'est de penser qu'il fallait arriver à la prolongation, sachant que l'Algérie avait déjà fait une prolongation il y a 3 jours, et que là, à ce moment-là, on pourrait s'imposer, puisqu'on a vu quand même des signes de fatigue dans l'équipe algérienne en deuxième mi-temps.
Gentleman at the back, blue-black shirt. Yes, you. You're suspecting yourself. I called you for a purpose.
Just a quick question to both coaches. The VAR has been used for the very first time in the African Cup of Nations. What's your view on the use of VAR? It's made a very huge decision today. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Both coaches.
Coach, the other day it was against us in the game against South Africa. We were waiting long minutes to concede finally a goal. I think the interpretation of the VAR is not easy because this goal was not a pass from my player, it was a deflected ball and the offside position was there. So it's not easy for the people to make a good interpretation of the VAR. Today I did not see yet, like my colleague, what's happening, but I think it's a step for more justice in football.
Like I say, like the coach said, for sure it's against me today, so it will be difficult for me to say that it's good things. The VAR, it's amazing, but I didn't see the action. But I saw the action against Tunisia against Senegal. I saw it, and it's only about like the coach said, the interpretation and the rules. We made a meeting before the tournament with the referees, and they explained to us more or less how it will work. So I still don't understand some decisions like handball. It's voluntary, not voluntary. This is what I don't understand. I cannot tell you. Not today.
No lady with a question today. Gender balance. Gentleman here, you are smiling. The final question is from you. Thank you very much. You have the final word. Thank you.
Ma première question pour le coach. I have the two questions. One for. Vous n'avez pas fait de changement aujourd'hui. Est-ce que vous avez laissé les changements pour les prolongations, puisque notre équipe avait joué 24 heures en retard par rapport au Nigeria et même 120 minutes, alors que le Nigeria avait joué que 90 minutes. Ma question pour Roher, pour votre avenir, on sait que le Nigeria revenait à cette compétition après avoir raté les 2 dernières éditions et vous avez joué une Coupe du Monde, arrivé en demi-finale. Est-ce que vous êtes satisfait des résultats? Est-ce que vous allez continuer avec cette équipe?
Bien sûr, je pense qu'effectivement, si on partait sur les prolongations, il aurait peut-être fallu à ce moment-là changer certains joueurs. On n'a pas été aux prolongations. علاش نكسر راسي comme ça. خلاص كملنا ربحنا علاش تردني C'est bon, c'est fini. On a gagné le match. Moi, je pense à quoi? C'est fini. On aurait fait les prolongations, j'aurais vu comment ça se passe et j'aurais vu là où il aurait fallu changer quelque chose. J'aurais changé s'il avait fallu changer. On gagne le match. Tu veux quoi? Tu veux changer et puis perdre le match? Voilà. Même quand on gagne, on n'est pas satisfait. Voilà.
Coach. Oui, on va tirer le bilan après le dernier match. Il y a encore une 3e place à conquérir. On va essayer de le gagner. On a une équipe très jeune. Elle est en progrès. Elle a manqué peut-être un petit peu de clairvoyance, un petit peu de pressing, un petit peu de bonne agressivité aujourd'hui. Mais elle est en progrès et je pense que après la Coupe du Monde, qui n'était pas mal, manquait quelques minutes pour se qualifier, on a commencé un travail avec une équipe rajeunie. Elle a de l'avenir, cette équipe, notamment le milieu de terrain qui va progresser, ils sont très jeunes et essayer de l'améliorer. Je suis toujours sous contrat pendant 1 an. Donc on verra après ce qui va se passer.
Thank you very much for coming this evening. Enjoy your night.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Please sit down. Excuse me. Please sit down. Excuse me. No battles. Thank you guys. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
It was a very, very tough game today against a strong team. We was 1-0 up. I think we was good in the game, and this decision of the VAR for the penalty. They scored the penalty, and we have this free kick at the end of the game, and we scored. So I think we are very, very happy because to be in the final of the African Cup of Nations is something unbelievable. Déjà, pour répondre à ta première question, on est très, très, très heureux de rendre fier le peuple. C'était notre objectif. On le fait pour le peuple, pour nos familles. On sait que notre peuple est très est avec nous, et derrière nous à fond. Donc on veut tout leur donner. Et pour la deuxième question, c'est est-ce que c'est mon meilleur but? Je pense que c'est le plus important en sélection. Oui, c'est mon rêve de remporter la Coupe d'Afrique. Là, on a un match. Alors, on va bien se reposer après, Inch'Allah. On va bien se concentrer parce que ça va être une autre bataille contre le Sénégal. Et Inch'Allah, on va essayer de la remporter. I think we've been very good in this tournament. We scored 12 goals and we conceded 2. We had already the confidence, I think, but this game, yes, give us more confidence to play the final. It will be another battle, another tough game, but I think we we are capable to win it. We've played Senegal in a group stage. It's a very good team, and we will see.
Thank you very much, Mahrez. Congratulations.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.